Writing task 2. The specific topic that I will cover is known as the do you agree or disagree type. So in the IELTS, there are 4 subtests you have to accomplish, namely listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So the first 3 subtests I've mentioned, listening, reading, writing, they go in that particular order. Listening comes first, reading comes next, and writing is the last exam. Now, that is considered as your written component of the exam. Can you guys remember that? Written component of the exam? So that includes your listening, reading, and writing in that particular order. So the speaking subtest will be scheduled ahead on the same day or after the written component of the test. So if you guys, after quite a bit some time of contemplating when you want to take the exams, and finally you decided, hey, I would like to take the exams on March 30. I'm just guessing if there's an exam there. This is just an example. That means that your listening, reading, and writing subtests, respectively, will occur on the 30th of March. Clear? Okay. Now, if that is my written exam, when will my speaking test be? Well, it will be scheduled on the 29th, as early as 28th even, on the same day, on the 30th, if you want to book that date. After 31st, or even until April 1. So the speaking test could be scheduled 1 days before or after the written component of the test. Are we clear? Now, your written exam is a fixed date. That is the date that you will choose. On a calendar, on the website where you will book your exams to. So if it's on March 30th, you will receive an email with the time and location of your liking. If you choose Cabanatuan City, then you will take the examination right behind this one. Yes, you heard it right. The testing center is ours. So we're monopolizing the test. Okay? So just beside this room, you will have a chance to see, to visualize, to do an ocular inspection of where exactly you will be taking the exam. Not only that, if you are an enrollee of 9.09er, we will have you experience the examination under its exact same condition. Meaning, we will have you practice the written component of the exam on the place where you will be taking the exams with the same equipment, calibrated with the exact difficulty of the test. What does that give us? It gives us an experience that is very close to the real thing. And that is exactly what I am preparing you for. I'm preparing you for the exam, no more, no less than that. And that is what I would like you to have as your ammunition before you go to the war. So, now, listening is the first exam. We will be dealing with listening some other time. Reading, there's a difference between academic and general training. So first of all, with the students present here, I see the hands of those who will take the general training module. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What about the academic module? You guys are academic? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't know yet. General training. All right. So there's a difference between the reading set of academic and general training. That is why, if you have any questions, which module you have to take for a specific application, feel free to ask us. And if you cannot sustain the information required, we will be seeking some professional help. Because I am your coach here at 9.09er Cabanatuan branch, and my knowledge regarding visa application programs, it's very limited. So if you ask me about grammar, vocabulary, I can give you a guaranteed answer. But if you're going to ask me concerning ideas related to visa applications, they tend to have some fluctuations. They tend to have some changes depending on which place and which program you're applying to. So we have to clarify that. Therefore, we have to seek the expert's opinion. Okay? So, reading, there's a difference between academic and GP. So just to give you a spoiler, academic reading, you have the much more difficult path to take. So unfortunately, if meron tayong 200 dito na magsasangay, na alam niyo pa why? Yung academic, ito yung daan na, I don't know kung nakita niyo na yung meme na to, yung tuyo yung mga puno, tapos may castle, nandun yung evil witch. Tapos sa GT naman, nandun yung sun, nandun yung mga damo, mga clouds, blue yung sky. Yan. May picture out na siya. So one goes to the darkness path, the other goes to the path of happiness and sustainability. No? So, just to be honest, mahirap po yung exam ni academic for reading. Just to give you, just to tell you a story, a friend of mine back in college took the examination, got an 8 in speaking. Congratulations to him. Nasa US na yan. Pero 5 lang nakuha niya sa reading. So, can you take a look at the discrepancy? From 8 down to 5, they're very much apart from one another. So, are you getting the picture? How difficult reading could possibly be? But it doesn't even scratch the surface. Hindi pa niya nakikiliti kung ano ba talaga yung mahirap. Sabi ko ako na marami na kayo napagdaanan sa buhay. No? One day, meron sa inyong sisikat, i-interviewin sa the late night show, the US. Oh, what's the most difficult thing you've ever accomplished? That will be IELTS. Ito, si writing. Writing. Ladies and gentlemen, the most difficult part of the IELTS is writing. The last time I did this discussion, it took me 5 hours. Non-stop. Kaya may mga bato na yung mga estudyante. Tsaka yung mga ulcer na paglabas. Pumasa naman sila. Mayaman na sila, kanin yung paggamot na. Okay? But this time around, I'll try to trim it mga 3:30 to 4. Kasi may meeting ako ng 2 p.m. Very important meeting. So I'll have to go early today as well. So that will be the end of our discussion for today. See you guys tomorrow. Goodbye. Okay, joke lang. So, the format is, do you agree or disagree? So first, let me give you a gist of why do we consider writing as the most difficult part of your IELTS. And why, whenever you ask some experts, especially other coaches from Niner, if you will ask them, hey, which exam do you think should I take? And if you will answer them with the amount of preparation you have, let's say you only have 2 months to prepare, 3 months to prepare, they will not recommend IELTS. And that is partly due to writing. Because writing is a completely different game compared to the others. So we shall try to unravel what are the mysteries why writing is difficult. For one, when was the last time you wrote an essay? Even in Filipino, when was the last time? That was in elementary. Was in high school, perhaps in college, you have to submit something to your teacher. So you were forced to do it. Okay? But in the IELTS, you are not only forced to write an essay that strategically responds to the task description, but you have to do so with accuracy, since this will depend whether you will make it to Canada or not. Okay? Now, I have some good news. Okay? If you are planning to go to the US as a nurse, you're only looking for an overall band score of 6.5 and a speaking score of 7. Therefore, for US-bound nurses, you have to put more of your effort in the speaking practice, in improving your speaking abilities in relation to IELTS. Kasi you can improve your speaking abilities for how much you want, but if it does not correlate to the requirement of IELTS, we're just wasting our time. Now, what does this mean? If you will get 8 in listening, take a look at this. Sige, meron akong calculator. You get 8. Manghula tayo ng score. Listening mo 8. Tapos reading mo, again, mahirap si reading. Tama ba? Can we all agree? Okay? 6 lang. 6 lang. Tapos writing mo 5. Mahirap eh. Diba? Eh, speaking mo 7. Pasok pa rin kasi 7 kailangan eh. 26. Divide natin sa 4. 26. Divide 4. 6.5. Ina, pasok na pasok. Pero 5 ka lang sa writing, di ba? Tama ba? So kung US-bound nurse ka, dapat ka bang umiyak kay writing? Dapat ba? Hindi po. Ma'am, US-bound nurse ka? O, tinanong, kakain ka lang sa klase. Sino pa US-bound nurse? Nana? Si ma'am nakakain, siya lang relax. Sino magka-Canada? Sino mga magka-Canada? Tapos naman, kamahiya. O sir, ilang kailangan mo daw na score? 4.5 ngayon? Naging 6. Oh, listening mo, sabihin na natin, saglit na preparation, 7. Kasi, ang national band average ng Pilipinas, kung ano man ang pinagtapusan mo, grade 2 ka man, grade 5 lang pinagtapusan mo, 7. Yun ang national band score natin. Okay? Kaya bang i-perfect? Kaya. Sabihin natin, naka-7 ka sa listening. Congrats, mataas na yun. Sa reading, mahirap. Sabihin natin, 5.5. Mas madali yung reading ng GT kaysa sa academics. So, naka 5.5 ka. Sa writing, ginalingan mo sa task 1. Sa task 2, medyo tumagilid, naka 6 ka. Okay? Tapos sa speaking, sakto-sakto lang nakakuha ka ng 6. 24.5. Divide natin yun sa 4, yung 26. 24.5. 24.5 divide 6. Divide 4. 6. Ilang kailangan mo?
Yun sa 6.
Pasok. Nagets yun? So, ibig sabihin, kung US-bound nurse ka, kung magka-Canada ka na, kailangan mo ng 6. Even getting a score of 5 or 5.5 is going to be enough if you are going to get a high band score on other subtests. Sabihin, kailangan mo si speaking, kailangan mo si listening, ang humila ng scores mo pataas. Okay? So, doon ka sa ibang areas babawi. Sino po dito mag-Australia student visa? Yan, sila. Yes. Alam daw kailangan? 7? Sa individual or dapat walang bababa sa 7? Overall. So, madali kaya makuha si 7 overall. Listening, 8. Nagigets yan? So, ibig sabihin, si writing, hindi natin sinasabi na, okay lang si writing, huwag natin ipasa. Pero doon sa requirement ni ma'am, kailangan lang daw niya ng overall na 7. Kung maka 8 ka sa listening, Maka 7 ka sa speaking, maka 7 ka sa reading, maka 6 o 5.5 ka lang sa writing, pasok pa rin yun sa overall band score. Kasi, ibig sabihin, si ma'am, si sir, si ma'am, hindi kailangan umiyak dito kay writing. Sino ang iiyak? Si Sir Arton. Dahil si Sir Arton po ay papunta sa UK. Okay? At ang requirement ni UK ay 7 sa lahat, pero may specific na requirement kay writing. Dapat hindi bababa sa 6.5. Ano nakakaiyak doon? Let me tell you a story. Kaya mahaba yung klase. Let me tell you a story. Okay? In the past, when I started teaching here, yung mga estudyante talaga, they will sign from work just to focus on their review. So, sabi nung isa, nag-yosin kasi nag-yosin na ako dati. Ngayon hindi na. Stop ako 2017. Nag-yosin ako sa mga estudyante. Sir, resign na ako. Wala na ako sa yosi. Wala akong pera eh. Kailangan ko na itong pasa. Ang 8 take ko na. Totoo yun. Papunta siyang UK. Ang 8 take ko na. Sir, nahihiyak na ako. 6 na ba na tayo magkakasama dito? Sabi niya. Napakahirap kasi ng 7 na yan eh. Sa UK. Dati 7 kailangan. Ngayon, sabi ng UK, teka lang wala nang pumupuntang nurse sa amin Sino na mag-aalaga sa mga pasyente na? So binaba nila. 6.5 na lang daw. Sino pa bukod kay Sir Arton ang UK na nurse? Hindi. GT. Mas kita kayo doon. Kita kayo. Kung tumanda ka, ayos. Alam na. Naka-stress. So, the NMC or the Nursing Midwifery Council made their standard for writing a bit lower. The requirement starting 2018 is 6.5. So, madaming natuwa. Especially mga UK-bound nurse. Why? Pucha, kaya lang ako naka3 take kasi yung writing ko di ko masungkit-sungkit naka 6.5 na ako ng pangalawa. Pag combining ko yun, pasok ako. So, ayun. Pasok. Ang dami nakapag-UK that time because of the combination of band score, because of that announcement. The problem was writing became even more difficult. Not just for UK-bound nurses, but for everyone. Nadali ang kay 6.5 Ito gagawin namin. Papahirapan namin na makuha yung cooking in ng 6.5 na yan. Sabihin na natin ganito. Dati, para makakuha ka ng 7 sa writing, kailangan mong tumakbo ng 1 kilometro. Madali ba yan? Sakto lang. Kung hindi ka masyado nag-practice, hihinganin ka, pagod na pagod ka, hindi ka makakatakbo ng maayos. Tama ba? Okay? Tama po. Dati, ganon. Ginawa nila, sige. Nahirapan kayo. 500 meters na lang. Pero, may dala kang 2 galon ng absolute. Magets yung point? Kaya yung pinakamataas kong students na nakascore dito, 9 sa lahat. 9 listening, 9 reading, 9 speaking, 8 writing. So Irvin, 9 sa lahat! 8.5 writing. Makahirap yung writing. Tinikyan sa rin ng Kaya talaga yung mga estudyante ko, pag napunta na ibang bansa, nagsha-shopping yan. Stress ko sa ayos na yan. Kailangan bumili ng mga lakos. Kailangan bumili ng mga Balenciaga. Kailangan makabili ng mga Jordan. Stress ako Yun po ang dahilan. Si Mag, ilang kailangan mo sa writing? Now, in 2018, 2019, 2020, I became very popular in the online community. Students who are seeking for online coaching service. So, yung pong sideline ko na yon ang pinasasalamatan ko, ba't napagpatayo ko ng bahay? Because of that. And if we're going to ask those students kung ano si Sir Kevin pagdating sa writing, Sir, ayoko na po magpa-course ng writing, speaking na lang po. Total US lang naman po yung punta ko. Doon po kami kilala sa writing. Kaya tama. Napili mong puntahan. Tama. Yun nga lang, makarinig ka ng mga masasakit na salita. Totoo yan. Sakit talaga ako magsalita pag sa writing. So, kung US, Canada, OBS, Australia, relaxan tayo. Pero itong dalawang to, tatagan nyo ng konti. Kasi nga, ako, pag writing, nag-iibang anyo. Okay? Iba po talaga anyo ko sa writing. Kasi yan talaga yung forte. Writing. So in IELTS writing, there are 5 instructions that you may encounter on a different day. Pwedeng matanong sa'yo pag we disagree. You have to be thankful because this is very easy to accomplish. Madali itong i-approach. If you're very lucky, favorite was to discuss both views, open-ended. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Do you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? Those are some types of writing instructions. There could be some what we call two-pronged questions na agree-disagree na open-ended pa. You will see some samples of those questions soon when we tackle the open-ended type of question. So right now, our focus is the do you agree or disagree type. So, when you say do you agree or disagree, what comes into your mind? Like, okay, let's say you're not yet aware of the IELTS requirement. Like si Sir Arton, si Ma'am, matagal na mga estudyante yan. You're not yet aware of IELTS instructions. When you hear the phrase, the question, do you agree or disagree? What comes into your mind? Ano ma'am? Opinion? Diba? What comes into your mind? Huh? Advice? What else? Opinion, advice, what else? Positive, negative. You see what my focus is? Pag una ko narinig yan o nakita ko, doon ako unang titingin sa you. Ako yung tinanong. So most definitely, you have to put this into perspective. Now, you have experiences naman siguro being with friends, tama? Unless wala kang kaibigan kasi masama gali mo. Tulad mga academic dyan. Shout out sa inyo. Totoo yan. Joke na. Pero totoo yan. So, siguro harapan, kakasama kayo mga friends, inuman, for example, sabi, friend, 7 years na kami. Tapos nahuli ko siya. Meron siyang ka-chat. Like pa siya ng picture ng mga tinitigan ko. Yan. Like pa siya ng mga ganun. Mga alog-alog sa TikTok. Yan. Sabi ni friend, anong pangalan mo, friend? Jade, anong suggestion mo sa kanya? Wala mo na hayop na yan. Dami naman dyan di ba? No. Kasi ganun tayo ganun tayo magbigay ng advice. Wala na yan! Wala pala yan! No? Tama ba? Sabi naman ni friend number 2, ma'am, anong pangalan mo? Tony. Sabi Tony, I think kaya pa natin yung masalbat. Ganito lang gagawin. And then, kunwari lang naman. ganito lang gagawin natin, ganyan. So, dalawa magkahiwalay na opinion. Regardless kung ano yung pakinggan doon ni friend, ni Loco, it's up to him or her to decide. There are two. May positive, may negative. May two opposite side of the coins. Kailangan mong piliin which path you need to take. And obviously, sabi ka naman, hindi ako yan. Hindi ko i-advise yan. No? Nakikita nyo na. Question pa lang. Ito na yung sitwasyon. Binigay. Nililid na tayo sa sagot na hiwalay na. Legit eh. Ano yan? Nililid ka na dun sa sagot. One time na-encounter ko, one of my students, nurse to sa Singapore, bago pa mag-pandemic. Opinion. Do you agree or disagree? Vaccination for children. Sino mga nurses ko dito taas kamay? Do you agree with vaccination for children? Do you agree? Sa mga hindi nurses, do you agree with vaccination sa children? Si Gaga nag-no. Oh, nag-no siya. Sa essay niya. Nung nabasa ko, sabi ko nga, lintik ako sa writing. Sabi ko, te, uwi ka kaya? Sa Singapore siya. Kailan ka ba uwi ka ako? Pa-notify mo naman ako. Kita tayo. Sabi sa akin. Sir, bakit? Sa bunutan lang kitang gaga ka. Tangina mo ako, nurse ka tapos sasabihin mo no, vaccination, gago. Ino mo. Kapag taong ka nag-aral, i-invalidate mo lahat na pinag-aralan mo, buong nursing community, lalaglag mo. Sabi, umuwi ka ako dito sa Pilipinas at sasabunutan kita. There are times when the task description is even leading us to the proper response. All you have to do is to justify it. Play along with it. Yun na yan eh. So in this case, do you agree or disagree? You are being asked directly of your opinion. You have to make sure not only you are responding, but you are responding properly. Hindi lang tayo basta-basta magbibigay ng opinion na walang katuturan. Kailangan merong saysay, may meaning, may content, may laman, may substance. Hindi yung, bakit? Eto, kasi gusto ko. Hindi pwedeng gusto mo lang. You have to evaluate advantages and disadvantages. Yes, they're being asked a direct question. But ultimately, you will put into consideration the group of people being affected by the scenario. So our objectives for today, pucha na, isang oras na ako, 4 na slide pa lang, 82 to. All right, so learning objectives, to be familiar with the details of the IELTS writing task 2 subtest. So what is task 2 in general? I'll give you a glimpse about it. To know the different types of instructions and how to organize a response is also going to be one of our main objectives. And to know how to approach each part of the essay is very essential for our coherence and cohesion, which you're about to find out. So once again, I will not sugarcoat anything. This is the most difficult task in the IELTS, writing. So sir, this is writing task 2. Does it mean we have a writing task 1? Yes, yes, and yes. Your writing task 1 varies depending on your module. If you're academic, you have an academic writing. If you're general training, you have your GT letter writing. So sir, let me ask you questions regarding task 1. What about task 1? How are we going to learn task 1? You will watch replays for task 1. Like yesterday, I posted a replay of your writing task 1 table. Table for academic. That is the most difficult task 1 ever. So the combination of pie chart, line graph, bar graph can be found there in your task 1 table. And to make matters even worse, table comes out more often than pie chart, bar graph, or line graph. As often as maps. So please, if you're academic, please, nakikiusap na po sa inyo. Panoorin niyo yung replay kahapon. May sample pa ako nakahiwalay na Google Drive link. Okay? Please, mga akad, no? Akad kasi tigas ng ulo eh. Nakikiusap ka na, ginagawa mo ng lahat, nagmamakaawa ka na. Kagabi sa inyo. Okay? Yeah. Kaya mga GT, pag GT letter writing talagang, sir, parang ang fresh mo. GT. Tayo. Parang awa niyo na. Alam mong lumuhod, makiusap, gawin lahat. No? Okay. So, akad, please panoorin niyo po ha. So, ayan, mga akad kayo, tama? Patanood niyo ba? Hindi! Ayan, kaya sabi ko sa inyo. Talita niyo na, GT? Ba't ganyan relasyon namin ng mga akad? Ando na eh. Susubo na lang. Panoorin nyo na lang eh. Ando na yung sample. No? 6. Dami. Bukod pa yung mga sample natin sa book. I-reviewin nyo na lang. So yun po. So task 1 is different from task 2. So why are we very concerned with task 2 as compared to task 1? Do you have any clue? May clue ka ba? Bakit kaya? Ba't kaya si Sir Kevin parang mas nanggagaling sa task 2 as task 1? Pero ko kaya idea. Ano pangalan mo? Jean. Okay. Si Ma'am Jean po, ano? We're with Ma'am Jean today. Ano po kaya? Mas mahirap. More words. Actually, sa task 2, it gives you more points. Okay? Sino dito familiar sa basketball? Gano'n naman, nakapanood yung basketball. Na? Now, sa basketball, meron kang dalawang pointing system. 2-point scoring system, if you are inside the arc, tapos beyond those arc, beyond the line, yun yung 3 points. So in a similar fashion, the reason why NBA, PBA, and other types of basketball leagues today, they're more focused in shooting a lot of threes because it gives you more points. That's exactly why we are focused on task 2 because it gives you not only more points, a lot more points. Let's compare. Sa task 2, multiply mo muna yan sa 2. Ibig sabihin, doble po. Doble ng score ang makukuha mo kay task 2. Ganyan task 2. Ganun lang kasimple. Okay? Ganun lang po siya kasimple. So your task 1 score, you will combine it with task 2. But before you do this combination, you multiply it by 2 first. So let's see. Naka-8 ka kay task 2. Naka-5 ka lang kay task 1. Dahil hindi mo pinanood yung video. Hindi mo sineryoso, hindi mo pinanood. Di ba? Video na. Naka-5 ka. Bagsak ba yung 5? Oo. Ang bagsak 4. Pag 5, may sinulat ka 2 to 3 paragraph, 5 pa rin yun. Ay, balok-balok yung grammar, 5 yun. Naka-5, bagsak. Eh, naka-8 ka sa task 2 kasi umakatay. Yan, talagang dinadamdam mo yung mga sinasabi ko. Para sa pambili ko to ng mga Jordan. Gagalingan ko. Paglaro kami sa snow ng mga anak ko. Hindi nakasama ang ama nila. Yan. So, kinalingan mo, naka-8 ka sa task 2, naka-5 ka sa task 1. Paano po yung result nun? Mumultiply natin sa 8 by 2. Ilan yan? 16. 6, 7, 15. Ko, math na lang. English. Sa kala ko ba, English na, what may math? 16 plus 5. 21 divided by 3. 7. Ah, 7 pa rin. Masyado pa rin. Ito pa rin. Hindi isa lang kita. Dito. Tol. Are you okay? 2 times. Ito tanong. Saan ka mas magseseryoso? Sa task 2, sa task 1? Task 2. Saan ka mas magseseryoso? Sa legal na asawa, sa kabit? Ay, nako. Diyos ko. Okay? Ayun po ang ibig sabihin natin. Task 2 is more important. It carries 2 times more weight. Okay? Buhay na buhay kayo sa ganyan. Ay, Diyos ko. Mga Pilipino talaga. What makes writing task 2 difficult? So, similar fashion, yung 3-point shot, mas malayo, di ba? Yung 2 points, talagay mo lang doon sa basket eh. So, dito naman, the questions are vague in nature. Yung questions ay pwedeng tungkol sa books, pwedeng tungkol sa music. Sabi sa question, music and arts are an important feature of one's culture. Do you agree or disagree that we should continue on preserving them? Tungkol sa music, tungkol sa arts. Tapos nakalagay, coins and paper money will be replaced by credit and bank cards. Do you agree or disagree that we will have a much safer society if we shift to online transactions? Nakuha? So mula sa arts, napunta tayo sa pera. Napunta tayo sa architecture, museums, health, vaccination. Di ba yung tanong ko kanina? Do you agree or disagree? Yes, matatanong yan. Meron pa nga ako na-encounter eh. Yung isa sa mga huli kong tinype, putya, pati pagkakaroon ng pets ng mga bata. Na dapat daw yung mga kids na magkaroon ng pets. Agree ka ba doon? Disagree? Gets? Ma'am, diba gigising ka? Kakape ka ba? Hindi, o. Ano na iba. Sino kakape? Hindi kakape. Gusto ko na imagine yung, ano eh. Sino kakape dito? Sa maga. Kakape ka? Okay. So, gumising. Ano pa ni ma'am? Ma'am G. Kape. Tingin sa bintana. Dapat kaya yung mga bata may pets o wala? Gigising ka sa umaga. Sumigop ka ng kape. Biglang mo naisip. Nangyari ba sa inyo yan? Nangyari sa inyo? Putang ina, hindi. Hindi nangyari sa akin yun. Sa'yo, nangyari this, nangyari sa yun, di ba? Hindi. Ano nangyari sa buhay natin? Ang iniisip natin. Paano tayo mag-survive? Paano yung mga pamilya natin, yung mga problema natin, para tayo makakabawi sa mga taong tumulong sa atin, paano ko matatakasan yung mga inutangan ko, diba? Paano ko kaya babayaran yung di-deliver ng Shopee rider mamaya, hindi pa dumarating yung sahod. Yun po iniisip natin. Totoo yun. So, it's not normal. It's not completely normal because oftentimes, meron tayong mga intrapersonal thoughts na ganun. Meron tayong mga ganong thinking. But it doesn't happen very often. Now, what I want you to do is that this thought process, this should happen more frequently. So, tuwing hihigop ka ng kape, ma'am, mag-brainstorm ka na agad. Oh. Kasi, ma'am, kailangan ka tubig. Magtutubig ka. Tubig tayo. Healthy yan. Tubig si ma'am. Farm. Nakita niyo ma'am, farm. May farm ba sa bukid sa likod ng bahay niya? Wala rin. Kunwari na lang. Sige, kunwari ni ma'am, may farm sila sa likod. Dapat kaya palitan na natin yung mga farm animals ng mga machinery. Ano kaya papaliwanag to kung ito ang tanong sa akin sa akin? Tubig. Tubig. Pati tubig pwedeng matanong sa exam. Pollution of bodies of water. What are your suggestions how this could be improved? Tapos magbubukas na ng ref. Ref kayo. Hindi ka ng chocolate. Sabi mo, importation, exportation. Kaya nag-iimpakan niya sa asawa. Nak, nagbago na yung mama mo. Nakausap na yung sarili niya. Pati rep natin, nakausap niya. So that's what I want you guys to do. I want you not to talk to yourself, in the morning, but I want you to read past examination questions. Ma'am, bagong pasok ka lang today. Kasi ngayon lang. Dati pa. Dati pa? Bakit kaya, ma'am, dapat tayo magbasa ng mga dating tanong? Yes, para ma-familiarize. Bakit yung dating tanong? Ba't hindi yung mga magiging tanong? Actually, they're the same. The past questions will be asked in the future. They recycle the past examination questions. So, madaling sabi, kung babasahin mga dating tanong, magkakaroon ka ng idea ano yung magiging tanong sa hinaharap. Okay? So, we have listed down as much as 146 questions in the IELTS with our 1.5 decades of experience. 146. Tell you this, those 146 questions, 2003, 2007, 2022, they still come out and will likely to appear even during your test. So, binibigyan mo yung sarili mo ng panahon para paghandaan. Uy, nagiging tanong pala ito. Itong space exploration is one of the objectives of first world countries, knowing the significance of the research. However, third world countries put more of their effort in the welfare of the citizens. Which do you think is a much more important endeavor? Tatanong pala yun sa'yo. Ano kung matanong sa akin? Kung alam mo na yung tanong, you can seek for answers even before it happens. Para kang mag-undergo ng quiz B. Tapos, bibigay ko na sa inyo lahat ng pwedeng maging tanong. Hindi okay pala. Ang problema, sobrang dami ng pwedeng maging tanong. Mahirap silang paghandaan isa-isa. So my suggestion is this. Read those past questions. Ask yourself, if today is my exam, and this is my question, space exploration, blah, 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 which is more important? If that is your question today, and today's your exam, will you be able to make it? Ano yung sabi ko sa yung minimum na kailangan mo makuha? 5.5. Doon sa scores na in-explain ko. Ikaw, nasa 6. Ikaw, 5 lang. Kaya mo bang makuha yung score na yon kung ngayon ang exam? Diba? Hindi. Sabi ni sir, hindi. Parang hindi ko kaya. So, ano gagawin mo, sir? Iyak tayo. Uwi tayo. Hindi. Suko na lang. Hindi. Doon papasok yung step 2. Read articles related to the questions you are not familiar with. So, ang hawak mo, doon sa list ng questions na yun, ay pwedeng red na ballpen or pwedeng highlighter. Ino-note mo doon, alin dito sa mga tanong na to, pag ito ang natanong sa akin, lusot na. Pero pag ito, parang medyo tagilid. Nagkakaintindihan? Ano gagawin mo doon sa mga tagilid? Hayaan mo tagilid? Do syempre, ididiretso mo. Paano mo didiretso mo? Babasa ka ngayon ng mga related articles or even related essays na gawa namin mismo. Saan po namin makikita yun? Actually, unfortunately, before we give freebies like free writing and speaking books if you just book your exams in British Council. But currently, pinipin ko nga, baka meron na. Yan, wala pa rin po pala ng stock. So lang po ibig sabihin nun, hindi pa po bayad si British Council sa utang nila sa amin. So the British Council has an outstanding balance of 400,000 sa amin. As of, bago ko malis yan. Probably, dagdagan pa. Mga nasa 450 na yan. So until such time na makapag-settle sila, hindi po kami makapagbigay ng freebies. So if you really want to read those samples or have access to them, pwede po tayong mag-stock dito ng tag-isang copy and then papahiram na lang po namin siya but hindi siya pwedeng iuwi. Okay? So magiging parang library type ito. Basa ka at least 1 essay per day. Pwede na yun. No? Nagkakaintindihan po? Yan. Alright. So sir, ang tagal naman po ng turn ko, ang tagal naman po dumating nung sample nyo na ipapahiram sa amin. That's why, every after discussion, meron din po siyang mga 5 to 6 samples dun sa dulo ng PDF. So, take a look at this. What you're seeing here in front, this is my slideshow. This has been converted into an electronic file that I will upload later today. And everything that is in this discussion will be uploaded for you to access. So mo, magtayo ka sa sarili mo review center, walang problema, gamitin mo yan. Go. Diba? Para po yun sa inyo. Okay? So what you're going to do first, make yourself familiar with the questions, those past examination questions, and then ask yourself which questions here will make me pass, which questions I think I have a very slim chance of passing. So those questions which you find difficult, read about them. Where? Newspapers. Which type of newspaper? Baka sabi lang, magbasa ng newspaper. Tapos mga binasa, bulgar, tik-tik, abante. Oh. Puro mga chismis si Boy Abunda ang pinanood, pinakinggan. Ang matutunan mo doon, hindi ka matutulong makapaglaro sa snow. So mga broadsheets, Philippine Star, Philippine Daily Inquirer, Huffington Post, Bloomberg.com. So those websites can really be a huge boost in giving you updated ideas with questions in the IELTS. Try to read at least 1 article per day. So basa ka ng questions, basa ka ng mga sample essays, basa ka ng articles. Okay? Alright. Ang mas kailangan seryosohin yun, itong dalawa. Kayo, medyo chill lang. Sakto lang. Saktong basa lang siguro. Sabi ni sir, every day, once a week. 1 question a week. Half article a month. Okay? Mga 5.5 yung target nyo sa writing. Hindi mo kailangang makalbo, kakaisip sa writing. Okay? Hindi mo kailangan ma-stress. Sila kailangan ma-stress. I-stressin ko talaga sila. Okay? Magbabitamins kayo. Mas makakayayat pa kayo dito. Gagawin ko. So there is a requirement for you to pass. There are certain metrics that examiners use in comparison to the other English exams. Their standards are only rated based on a software or a technology that they develop, like PTE. Sino familiar sa PTE, the Pearson's Test in English? Computer po yan. Yung mag-a-assess sa performance mo. Si OET, you have the computer and human rater as well. Pero dito, purely an examiner will base his or her judgment to give you the score that they think you deserve. Oftentimes, they give you the score that I think hindi mo deserve. Totoo, hindi mo deserve makakuha ng bagsak na score. Totoo yan. Ang binibigay nila talaga sobrang baba. So, sadly, one of the reasons bakit si IELTS ay medyo hindi na ganun kasikat versus the other exams is the fact that they are very harsh when it comes to writing and speaking subtests. I will tell you this, listening in IELTS, one of the easiest exams out there. If you compare it with other English exams even, this still is one of the easiest. But in writing, kung may maiisip ka na itsura ng monster, may pangil, may mga galamay sa ulo, lahat ng itsura ng kasamaan nandito sa writing. Sadly. So that's the reason. So for you to complete this, you have to write 250 words. And you have to do so under time pressure. Sir, I thought that the writing exam will last for an hour. Well, the entire writing exam lasts for 1 hour. But you have to remember what I told you, that in the writing exam, you have to complete 2 tasks. You're writing task 1, which vary depending on the module that you will be undertaking the exams with, and task 2, which roughly has the same approach for both modules. So you will be dividing the time for either. So for task 1, since task 1 only wants you to write 150 word report or 150 word letter, you have to complete this for 20 minutes lang. And for task 2, since it requires you more words to accomplish, you have to dedicate more time to it. Madali po bang magets kung bakit mas maraming time dapat kay task 2? Dahil si task 2 po ay mas maraming words ang kailangan para sa minimum requirement to complete this. At ang minimum po ay 250. Minimum yun. Meaning, you should exceed 250. But I'm not suggesting you do it excessively. Na, huwag mo siyang sobra. Sir, no. Sobrang talino ko, 350, intro pa lang. Yun yung sir matatanong pala, talino ko. 350, intro. Actually, okay yung talaga ganun kakagaling magsulat eh. Wala namang problem. But you have to remember, you're not just completing 2 tasks. You're not just completing 1 task, but you have to accomplish 2. So if 1 task will receive very high remark, halimbawa, si task 1, si task 2, naka 9, perfect score. Sige, legendary performance. No? Task 1. Task 2, naka 9. Wala ka sinulat sa task 1. Ano lang score mo? Sinulat mo ng pangalan, hindi ka umabot sa time. Talang haba ng task 2. Sabihin natin pumasa 9. Task 2. Task 1 mo, 1. Kasi pangalan lang sinulat eh. 9 times 2. 18. Plus 1. 20 divided by 3. O 6. 6 yung score mo. Kailangan mo maka 7. Naka 9 ka man sa task 2. Wala ka namang sinulat sa task 1. Bagsak pa rin. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that you have to give the time required to finish both. You have to allot that time. You have to dedicate exactly the time prescribed. Kung 20 minutes kay task 1, 20 sa kanya, 40 kay task 2. And we have an explanation why. Task 2 is more difficult. Task 2 requires more words, which obviously will take you longer to finish. So, yun po siya. And actually, guys, do task 2 first in the actual exam. So you have the option to choose which one to start with. Start with task 2. Clear? So that when this happens, naka-8 ka kay task 2, naka-5 ka kay task 1, 7 pa rin yan. Buhat? So this is an example of a task description. Can you guys repeat this? Task description. What is a task description? Task description is essentially your question. So this is divided into parts. First, you have this recommendation of how many minutes you have to complete the task, which is in task 2, that is exactly 40 minutes. Sir, how are we going to know about the time? Because we need to remember, in exams, watches are not allowed. Cell phones are not allowed. So if you will take the pen and paper based test, you will see a countdown timer in front of you. Like this one, may countdown timer dyan. Or if you will undertake the computer based exam, pictures yun, sama ka din. Computer based, may timer ka dun sa screen. So you are reminded with how many minutes you have to complete it. And in task 2, this is exactly 40. So countdown timer yan. So now we have the background statement, the prompt, and the actual task instruction. Sila po yung building blocks of the task description. And to top it all off, you have the recommendation of how many words you are to complete this. Submitting an under-length task will invite the examiner to give you low band scores in task response. So take this 250 words very seriously, please. Okay? So this is the official answer sheet for the pen and paper based test takers. Who among you guys here have any interest in taking the pen and paper based exam? By the way, if you will undergo the pen and paper based exam, as the name implies, you have to use a sheet of paper, which they will provide, and a pencil, which they will also provide, and an eraser, which they will also provide. Actually, I have taken the examination twice. I have 2 pencils here, ginagamit ko for samples. Alam niyo yung mga academic yan, ninakaw nila. So, pinahiram ko sa, hiramin mo lang saglit, balik mo sa akin, hindi na binalik. Kaya, GT, alam niyo na, sira-sira na sa akin mga academic niya. Dahil doon. Buti na lang yung eraser, nakatago ko sa bahay. Hindi ko na ipapakita dito yan. Okay? Dalan-dala na ako. Lalo na yung sa speaking, meron akong 80 plus pages ng question. Pinapamigay ko talaga. Pinapa-photocopy ko sa students. 2 yung copy ko kasi sigurista ako eh. No? Laging 2. Oh, 2 yung pencil, 2 yung... Okay? Para may backup. May ginang sigurado. Hiniram, estudyante. Hiniram, minalik. Sino ang miram? Akad! Okay? So, mabalik tayo sa klase. Ay, 3 oras na naman kami sisisihin nito sa kasalanan, hindi namin ginawa. Talaga. Okay. So, we have this boxes, which you guys are seeing. Can you see them? The boxes? Gagamit ako ng highlighter. Dati kasi meron ako laser pointer. Kaso, inuwi ko sa bahay. Pinaglaruan namin ng pusa ko. Ayun, nawala na siya. Ayun, kasalanan ko yun. Aminado naman ako. So we have here the task response box, coherence, cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, under length, number of words, penalty, off topic, memorized, and eligible. These are the band descriptors of your IELTS writing task. So let me explain this to you one by one. First, skip muna natin yung 4 major components, yung TR, CCL, RGRA. Pumunta tayo sa under length. Okay. What if, sir, my writing is perfect, flawless, no grammatical errors whatsoever, no excessive use of sophisticated language and vocabulary. The connecting words I use, superb. Everything is perfect. However, the total number of words is 249. Yikes. Ang requirement nila sa TR, sabi dyan, less than 250. Ay. Automatic score, sa task response, 5. Regardless of content, 5 ang automatic TR. Sabihin na natin, despite that, sabi mo nga flawless, walang mistakes, naka-8 ka sa tatlong areas. Bakit 8? Kala ko ba ang highest ay 9? Just to give you a clue, I've taught more than 7,500 students already for the past 8 years of teaching IELTS, both here in the Philippines and abroad. Out of those thousands of students, only 2 people got 8 in writing. Dalawa lang nakakuha. So, bihira ba o madalas? May maka-8. Bihira. May lumagpas na ba ng 8? Wala pa. Sabihin natin, naabot mo rin yan. Naka-8 ka sa tatlo. I-add natin. Tama ba? Math natin. Let's do the math. We add 3 8s. That is equivalent to 24. Oh, gagaling na ito. Plus 5. 29. Divided by 4 to get the average. 7. What does this mean? Ano ibig sabihin? Para makuha mo itong 7, na to, ng underlength ang iyong essay, kailangan maging kasing galing mo yung dalawang estudyante ko out of 7,500 students. 2 people out of 7,500 students. Ano siyang career? Anong gagawin mo? Dapat ba silang tularan? O kaya mo. Pero, para maiwasan mong maka-7 lang at mapataas yung chance mo na mas mataas pa sa 7 makuha mo, do not submit your writing task under length. That is a no-no. Sa pen and paper base exam, mahirap matansya. Kasi kailangan mong bilangin ng isa-isa. So imagine nagtitake ng exam. Silang dalawa. They share one table. Dulo-dulo. Tapos yung isang likod. Bura ng bura. Paglabas ko, hanapin ko yung sakit ito, paplatin ko yung gulo. Ganun yung mga Pilipino pagiganti. Tandaan niya. Ha? 1, 2, 3, 4. Give it a mat. Bakit tayo? 2 minutes na lang. Sabi ni sir. The final 3 minutes, you will dedicate it counting the number of words just for it to be sure that you really accomplished this task. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tapos sabi naman nung talibor, nakainis. Wala na tuloy ako sa bilang. So yun po ang problema sa pen and paper based. Mahirap po siyang bilangin isa-isa. Tatanong pa, sir, yan po bang da binibilang? Sir, yan po bang an binibilang? Oh, wow. Kasi word yun, article. Kasama yun sa count. Pero pag computer-based, talagay na doon sa baba. Word count. So kung kulang, uy, 249. Ako! Kaya pwede kong i-edit. Lapit mo yung mouse doon. Sabi mo dyan, furthermore, gawin ko nga in addition. Okay? Tapos, gumamit ako ng nevertheless. Gawin ko nga itong on the other hand. Bigla naging 255. Nagpas sa 250. Pasok. Nakuha ko. Nevertheless ka pa, mali pa yung spelling mo. That's the point. So, ilan yung score na to? Kung makaka-underlength ka, ilan? 7. Mali. May penalty ka pang 1. Di ba? Nanganganak yung problema. 7 minus 1. 6 lang po ang pwede mong makuha pinakamataas na score kung kasing galing mo yung 2 out of 7,500 students po if you will submit an underlined task. Nakuha? So, no to underlined task. Let's go back to square one. The task gets even more difficult if you don't know what to write about. Hirap maggawa ng essay sa isang bagay na hindi mo alam. Diba? Sabi dun sa question, green wave shopping. Lord, kunin nyo na lang po kaya ako. Lord, ba't naman po ako pa? Ang bait ko naman, Lord. Walang po kayo nakaparang tao. Ba't sa akin po natapat yung green wave shopping? Alam ko lang po lang, kami-hami wave. Ano ba yung green wave shopping? Kaya alam mo yung green wave shopping? Tayo na tayo doon. Ikaw, saan na? Come on. Diba? Hindi rin. Hindi rin. Alam mo? Shit, ano kung exam natin today? Tapos green wave shopping yung natapat. Anong gagawin natin? Sala, iyak na lang. Ang pinakamahalagang gagawin bago mag-exam ay magdasal. Lord, kung saan matapat sa akin ng green wave shopping. Okay? Magdasal. Ito yun. Okay? At know the best time to take the exams. This is based on my experience. More difficult questions appear during the latter half of the year. So mga bandang September to December, mas mahirap yung mga tanong. May natanong pa nga tungkol sa Pharaoh. Putang ina nga yun sa to. Talaga sinisira ang negosyo namin. Tatanungin niyo ng Pharaoh. Diba? Ano nga pa sa Pharaoh? Ang kulit. Pag mga January, February, March, mga tanong dyan. How to solve the problem between the importation-exportation imbalance between countries. Medyo napapanahon ngayon yan. Kasi ano to, importing season tayo dahil kakatapos ng winter season sa ibang countries. So malakas mag-import sila ng agricultural products. So, tayo nagsusupply. Tapos pag naman nagkabaliktad yung situation, tayo naman mag-export sa kanila. May mga ganong questions po nag-a-appear sa test. Mabalik tayo. Ano ba yung green wave shopping? Green wave shopping, this is the belief that when consumers know that this company, this product is environmentally friendly, even though it tends to be more expensive, they will go for this product versus its competitor. So let's say Jollibee, McDonald's. Si McDonald's, hindi siya nagbibigay ng straw. May ginagawa niya, itutupin mo yun, yun yung sisip-sipin mo yung cover. Yun na straw. Okay, nakatulong ko sa environment. Dito lang ako bibili ng Coke. So yun po siya. Palagay, uy, 73%. Sabi dun sa Adidas, this shoe is made from 73% recycled products. Bibili ko ito. Nakatulong ko sa environment. Yun po yung green wave shopping. This is the belief of environmental friendly products tend to attract more consumers. So ngayon, pag ang essay natin ay tungkol sa green wave shopping, kaya na po ba natin masagot? Kasi alam na natin tama ba? That is what preparation gives us. Ano naman po yung off-topic? Sabi ni sir, kailangan ko lang daw sulat ng 250 words. Diba? De, sulat ko na lang dyan yung step-by-step process. Paano magluto ng sinigang in English. In cooking sinigang, People need to gather the different ingredients necessary to prepare this delicious meal. Talagang sineryoso eh. This will include a variety of vegetables and fresh cut meat straight from its source. Talagang in-IELTS level eh. So off-topic po siya. Sabihin, ang layo po nung essay mo doon sa topic. That's why understanding the question is as crucial as writing the essay itself. So, memorize. Ano pa yung memorize? Sa dami ng essay online, dami ng mga Chinese, Indians na nagtuturo. This is how you do IELTS. Dami ng ganon. Nagkapare-parehas na po ang IELTS. Nagkapare-parehas na yung essay. Sabi ng examiners, teka, ito yung mga format na nakikita ko sa videos. Kasi syempre, hinahanap din nila kung sino yung mga fraud, yung mga mali. Babagsak nila kayo automatically just because of that. Saan lang po kayo makikinig sa amin? Wala po kaming ibang hangad kundi kayo makapangibang bansa. Okay? So note to memorize essay. You will only use our essays even for reference and not for you to use the entire word for word of it. Ano yung eligible? Ano po eligible? Sabi ko nga sa inyo, one of my jobs is teaching IELTS. May others include being a medical sales representative. Sa task namin, kailangan din namin maningil ng pautang. So, syempre, mag-resibo. Itawag ako sa accounting department namin. Mula ngayon, Kevin, hindi ka na maniningil. Bakit? Pangit na sulat mo, di na maintindihan kung magkano ba ito. Kailangan pa namin tawagan yung client para malaman kung magkano ito nasa loob ng ano. Pangit na sulat. So, kapag na-computer-based ka, solve na yung problem mo. So, anong problem natin sa computer-based exam? Typing speed. You have to increase your typing speed. Hindi ka papasa kung ganyan ka mag-exam. Nasaan ba yung R? Ayun, R. Ay, wait. Back. Ay, naku, nahuna. 250 words in 40 minutes. You have to do it accurately. So, pag-usapan na natin, wala po ba magtatanong kung bakit may examiner 1 at examiner 2? Wala ba? Meron. Ma'am, tatanong mo ba ito? Sir, bakit ba examiner 1, examiner 2? Tatanong mo ta? Tinanong niya, bakit daw may examiner 1, examiner 2? Actually, regardless of whether you will take the pen and paper based or the computer delivered IELTS, the reason why there are 2 examiners is the fact that you can appeal for a recheck. So, syempre, pag parang feeling mo, dinaya ka, pare kang tayo. Motion for reconsideration. Yan po, si recheck. Kaya po dalawang examiner. Examiner 1 is the original examiner. Examiner 2 will be the one doing the recheck. So in British Council, unfortunately, hindi po pwede yung individual skill lang po ang i-check. Kailangan writing and speaking siya po. Si IDP, they allow individual subtests to be rechecked, writing only or speaking only. So you will wonder, so bakit walang listening and reading recheck? Kasi hindi po sila magkakamali doon. This will be checked, yung listening reading, it will be checked by a computer, it will be checked by a human, another human rater, yung kanyang junior examiner, papasok na naman yan sa machine. So maraming process para ma-check yung listening reading. No room for errors, no matter how small this margin of error is. Pero sa writing, pwedeng, examiner mo last, minsan may ganun, di ba? Maga pa lang, wala ka na sa mood eh. Maga pa lang, hinta na ulo mo. Okay? May ganun ba? Diba? Parang, agising mo pa lang, naiinis ka na agad sa asawa mo, gusto mo sampalin. Hindi mo ma-explain kung bakit. Bakit ka sampalin? May ganun, tama ba? May tendencies tayong ganun, tao lang tayo. So one of the reasons why IELTS is problematic when it comes to writing is the fact that the assessors are humans. And humans have emotions. Kaya nga po meron kaming na-encounter sa mga coaches namin, naka 5.5. Sa initial score ng writing, after recheck, naka 7.5. 2 full points ang tinaas. Dito sa branch namin, ang dami ko nang na-encounter. So I have here some screenshots. Dalawang student ko ang writing na success story. Isa 6, naging 6.5. Ito pala, si Doc Algiro na lang. Ito po ay nasa UK na, neurosurgeon to. Doktor to sa Iloilo. Algiro. Ayan, ayan. After recheck. Pero, yun yung writing niya, 6.5. Tapos, sabi niya, thank you po, nahirapan po talaga ako mag-generate ng idea sa writing. Ang hirap po kasi ng question, sayang at 7.0 yung minimum sa UK GMC. Tapos, ito na yung feedback sa speaking. And then, hi coach, I opted for a remark and I got the email that my writing score increased. Diba? So, happy na. Pa-practice na to ng surgery sa UK. So, ito yung score niya. Listening 9, reading 9, sabi mo, sana all. Speaking 8, writing 6.5. Nakita nyo? Diba? Perfect doon sa dalawa. Ang taas ng speaking, tapos ang baba ng binigay sa writing. That's why we don't like IELTS writing. At masyado silang harsh sa writing. Diba? Doktor na yun. Neurosurgeon pa. Tapos 6.5 lang makukuha sa writing. Sabi yan, di ako mapanawa. Palagay ko talaga na maling pag-check na. Kasi ang tataas ng iba, sabi ko sana, pa-recheck ka. May pa-recheck, tumas. At kapag pa-recheck ka at tumaas, babalik nila ang pera mo. Na pinang-pa-recheck, hindi yung exam. Sabi mo, kaya binawi ko agad eh. Tingnan na siya. Paniwala ko na siya. So, ang recheck po may presyo. Ang presyo niya, 3,750. Kung tama yung exchange rate natin ngayon, per individual. So, pag British Council, since dalawa siya, nasa 6,000. So, pag tumaas, kahit 0.5, balik nila. So, parang tanga lang.
May possibility din pala bumaba.
May possibility bumaba, pero so far, wala pa kang na-encounter na bumaba. Malay nyo, dito pa lang po mangyayari. 9.09, balatuan. So, wag po, wala po ako na-encounter na bumaba. Sabi ko sa mga students ko, ganito yung sistema nila. Exploit natin. No? Na kung hindi, retain, improve. Diba? Alam masama. Wala namang bumaba. Laging, so kung bumaba man, baba from 6.5, naging 5. Ang susundin pa rin yung original score. Ano yung mas mataas? So, happy lahat. Yes. At balik pa ang pera. Parang tanga sila eh. Bakit? Babayad ka. Kapahirapan pa nila yung sarili nila. Tapos, uy, sorry. Pasado ka pala. Teka, sorry na may pera mo. Sino napagod? Sila. Sinong gago? Sila. Kung pwede ka naman pala na-impasa in the first place, wala na sanang ganong proseso pa. Haba-haba pang ganon. Pero hindi tayo galit. Bakit? Kasi we want to exploit the system. Na, pag ganito yung nangyari, meron tayong backup plan. Na kung naka-9 ako sa listening, naka-8 ako sa reading, naka-8 ako sa speaking, tapos 6 lang yung writing, teka lang. Parang may mali sa writing. Pa-recheck ako. So meron lang po akong tanong bago kayo magpa-recheck. Sigurado ka ba na umabot sa 250? Sigurado ka ba na sagot mo yung tanong? Okay ba yung paragraphing? Pero okay naman po. Pa-recheck. Supportahan kita. Pero pag una pa lang, kulang ka na sa words, sorry tayo, talaga yan. Retake ang magiging solution. So doon naman papasok yung combination ng band score. Okay pa? So combination ng band score, mag-retake ka ng exam, minimum mo na lang doon sa iba, 6.5, hindi mo na kailangan seryosohin yung ibang subtest, kukombine mo yon at yung pinakamataas na result mo sa writing, so 6.5 lahat, 9 lahat, tapos 6.5 as 6 sa writing. So kukunin lang doon sa pangalawang exam mo, 6.5 ng writing, yun yung combination ng score. Yes.
So, isang band lang yung pwede pag-combine. Ikaw, magpapahid na mga writing.
Pag dalawang band kasi, hindi ko sinasuggest yung combination ng band score. Kasi dalawa na eh. Yan take mo ng buo. Ina-allow natin ngayon yung tinatawag na one skill retake only para sa mga student bound for Australia. So kung student ka, nasilat ng konti, pwede ka mag-take ng one skill. So mas mababa ang price ng kalahati ng regular na IELTS. Pero dun sa application nyo, hindi po pwede. Kasi kanya-kanya rin kasi sila ng requirement. Okay? Alright. Nangyari. Kaya pala. Kaya mag-alala guys, slide 8 na tayo of 64. So in agree, disagree, what you need to do here is to give the opinion, justify the opinion, and evaluate advantages and disadvantages. So for your task accomplishment, you will be assessed based on your ideas and arguments that you will present. In this part, examiners will ask questions such as, does this candidate has the ability to present relevant ideas and opinions? Does this person have the ability to develop a well-supported argument and make the position clear? So I'd like to put an emphasis on this position because specifically for questions like this, you have to give a stand on two contrasting ideas. You have to make a decision. You have to choose which. Okay? Remember, 1 out of 5 Filipino test takers submit their writing tasks on their length. Tendency is, if you are one of those 5 test takers, you're bound to fail just like that. 20% of the test-taking population doesn't make it to the cut because of the under-length task. So please, 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 your first goal is to write more than 250 words. Okay? Next is coherence and cohesion. Actually, in 2018, British Council conducted a study in writing for the Philippines. And they found out that the 2 areas where we are performing poorly are task response, coherence, and cohesion. The areas, surprisingly, which we are performing quite significantly well, are both the grammar and vocabulary aspects of writing. Do you happen to have any idea why? Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya mas magaling tayo sa vocab and grammar kaysa sa task response and coherence? Okay. Ma'am, tanongin kita ulit. Bakit kaya mas magaling tayo sa vocab and grammar kaysa sa task response and coherence? Kung nasa Pilipinas ka, ang Pilipinas, perfectionist ang mga tao. Perfect ang mga tao dito, di ba? Mga kapitbahay natin, perfect sila eh. No? May dumating lang na sakyan sa bahay. Perfect sila eh, tama ba? Okay. So dito po sa Pilipinas, perfectionist po ang mga tao. Mga judge po ang mga tao dito. Mga tambay, tanong niya, ano bang profession mo? Judge ako. I judge people. Mga marites. Yeah. So, sa vocab and grammar, dito sa Philippines, well-trained tayo dyan. Bakit? May mali ka lang na konti sa grammar. Screenshot. Magtatawanan ka na sa group chat. Tangin na ito, nilagyan na AR dapat yun. Diba? Tatawanan. Tantag, puro haha-react na yan. Ganun po sa Pilipinas. Huh? Meron na akong estudyante, nasa US na eh. Nagpo-post ng status, ako mali-mali yung grammar. Pero di ko pinakikialaman. Bakit? Bakit? Di ko pinapakialaman. Tapos siya sa IELTS eh. Hindi ko na siya estudyante. Kung doon siya masaya sa mali-maling grammar, bahala siya. Hindi pa siya pakikialaman. Kumikita na ng 300 to 400,000 a month yun. Di ba? Kahit mali-mali grammar niya, mas mayaman pa rin sa mga kapitbahay ng puro kismisan lang gagawin. Ngayon nyo lang itatama. Kahit next week, next year, mali-mali na ulit lahat, okay lang. Okay? So vocab and grammar in the Philippines, we are well trained. Elementary pa lang tayo. Kinder pa nga lang eh. Okay? Ano ba yung mga topic natin ng kinder? Naalala nyo ba? Oh, anong gagamitin doon ng article? A o kaya an. Natandaan niyo yan? Kaya sabi ko sa mga estudyante ko, nung nag-vocab, nung nag-grammar 1 kami, oh, guys, Diyos ko, kinder pa to eh. Diba? Oh, kung anong article ang gagamitin. Tapos, sa bandang dulo ng kinder, bandang dulo ng book, yeah, manghiram kayo ng book ng kinder. Preposition. On the table, in the box, in the cup. So, kinder pa lang po tayo. Tinitrain na tayo sa grammar and vocabulary. So, magkamali man tayo ng konti. The error will not be too drastic enough to have any major disruption in the sentence flow. But why? Why sa task response and coherence and cohesion po tayo mababa? Sa grammar, vocab, okay tayo. 6.8, 7.1, very impressive. Bakit sa task response and coherence ang baba natin? Any idea po? Baka meron kayong input. Mga nasa Zoom, baka nagti-TikTok lang kayo dyan, ha? Input din kayo kung meron kayong idea. Hindi alam yung topic, hindi alam yung approach, hindi sumusunod sa instruction. Diyan po tayo mahilig. Makakita ka lang dito ng mga umiihi sa may sign na bawal umihi dito. Sa tumpok ng basura, sa bawal magtapon ng basura dito. Huwag tatawid, nakamamatay, limpak-limpak tumatawid. Mga teacher nga dyan, hindi ko napapangalanan yung school, meron silang overpass. So, tumatawid pa sila. Hindi sila makit sa overpass. Oh, sabihin natin, matatanda na sila, di ba? Or whatever, but I don't know. Sanay na tayo na malabag sa batas. Kasi tayo mga pyramid, dumiskarte. Hindi po ko na lang iikutin, that's one way. Traffic. Counterflow na lang ako, tayo-tayo na ako . So reasons, task response, coherence, and cohesion, we perform poorly in these areas. That's why dito po tayo mag-focus. Saan tayo mahina? First, let's talk about coherence. Coherence is the logical arrangement of your essay into individual paragraphs. What does this mean? Your essay will be divided into 5 paragraphs. Our topic is, do you agree or disagree? And this number of paragraph requirement is fixed. 5 paragraphs. So if you have 250 words, how are you going to divide it into 5 paragraphs? Hindi naman pwedeng tig 50 yun. Because we have to know that introduction and conclusion are shorter, supposedly shorter than the body. So introduction, 30 to 35 words. Conclusion, 20 to 25 words. Both of them will have 50 words in total. So the 3 remaining will share 200 words. So roughly 70 to 80 words each paragraph of the body. That is how you write a legitimate arrangement for a do you agree or disagree instruction. considering the number of paragraphs. Once again, how many paragraphs your essay is divided into? 5. 5. 5. Totoo yun, no? Kakatapos ng lecture, in-upload ko tong replay, pumasok yung estudyante, nag-submit siya ng writing, pinasa niya sa akin, nakita ko 4 yung paragraph. Ano to? Sir, essay. Alam mo ko sa ito? Kapal ang mukha mo? Kakaturo ko lang 5, bibigay mo 4? Ulitin mo yan. Hindi nakikinig. So, if you guys are not serious about this, you have to be. So I am serious as hell in writing. Examiners tell us to write a 5-paragraph essay in an agree-disagree question. That is exactly we have to provide. 5 paragraphs. 1 paragraph for introduction, 3 body paragraphs, and a concluding paragraph that will serve as your closure. That is your coherence. Ano pong sabi natin? Doon sa pangalawang criterion, CC. Coherence and cohesion. So kung yung coherence, shit, 11 na pala. Ito sa oras. So kung yung coherence, ang paragraph, ano yung cohesion? Ano ba ibig sabihin ng cohesion? Ha? Bakit na nagtatanong? Ano yung sabihin ng cohesion? Saka, Mali, masakit yung ulo. Nagtatago na yan. Nagtatanong na yan. Sir Art, ano yung ng cohesion? Pandikit. Adhesive. Ko. Lahat ng may ko. Magkasama. Coordinate. Communicate. Connect. Communal. Communion. Sabi ng communion. Ito ang patunay ng relasyon ng Diyos sa tao. Naging Biblia na tayo. Hey, ano pa? Conjugal. Nagsabi ng conjugal. Pag may-ari na mag-asawa, conjugal property. Oh. Communication. 2 or more people. Exchanging information. Kasi cohesion, kailangan niyang ipakita yung relasyon ng isang idea papunta sa isang idea. Gamit ang salita. So kung ang isang idea o ang pinanggalingang paragraph ay positibo, sabihin na natin, the advantages of using internet for research. Sabi mo doon, one of the many advantages of internet research is the accessibility of information in many different websites that are peer-reviewed. People can do it online without any hassle because they just have to do it in the comfort of their home. So, sumunod na paragraph, positive pa rin. So, dahil galing ka sa positive, punta ka sa isa pang positive, gagamit ka ng tinatawag natin cohesive device or discourse marker. Ang sabing marker or device, yung po yung visually nakikita ng magbabasa na, uy, ito yung patunay na may cohesion. Okay? Ito yung patunay na may cohesion. Bawa, naglilipot ka. Nueva Ecija. Galing ka sa Sino nakapunta ng Bicol? Sino nakapunta ng Bicol? Wala pa? Punta kayo guys, ang sarap doon. Camarines na nakapunta sa'yo ng Camarines? Yes, grabe, the best yung beach na. The best. Alagos Island. One of the best. So, pupunta ka ng Camarines. Pupunta ka ng Camarines. Ano mga unang-unang maririnig mo? Pili nuts. Ha? Sarap. Medyo umangat ka ng norte. Maanghang yung sili dyan. May mga kanya-kanyang pagkakakilanlan eh. Pampanga, anong una niyong maisip pag sinabi Pampanga? Katog. Pampangas best, di ba? Sabi sa sir, ganito pa ilaw sa Pampanga eh. Oo, kaya no? Ay, sasabi ko sa inyo, alam na alam. Ay, ano? Nakay magaling. Mapatay sindi. So, meron siyang pagkakakilanlan. Anong palatandaan na nasa Nueva Ecija ka na? Madilim? Nakasasakyan ka, ganyan-ganyan na. Yan na, pagod ako. Yung taga-Aliaga. Lungkot sa Aliaga. Nangitibag-tibagan. Saragosa. Sakaya. Taga pa naman, steady lang kayo eh. No? Hindi ko magagalaw eh. Ganyan lang kayo. So yun po yung marker. Meron kayong palatandaan. So anong palatandaan ay kung nagdadagdag ng positibong informasyon? We're trying to add information related to the previous paragraph. These are some discourse marker that can help you with. Ang kulay? Saan may kulay? Furthermore, huwag pakakalimutan yung comma. Moreover, kakalimutan yung comma. In addition, additionally, hindi ko masyadong ginagamit addition masyado mahaba. In addition to that, in addition to that, dahil meron po siyang that, hindi ko siya sinasuggest gamitin pang simula ng new paragraph. Kailangan nasa gitna po siya ng paragraph, ha? Yan. To add, lagay natin. To show contrast, sinabi mo, may positibo, meron ding negatibo. Tama ba? Unang-una na dyan. In contrast, in comparison, yan yung paborito ng lahat. On the other hand, bakit? Madaling i-spell. Apat pa yung words. Kaysa mag-nevertheless ka, isa lang yan. Haba-haba, nakalimutan mo pa yung E. Mali ka na sa vocab, mali ka pa sa coherence and cohesion. On the contrary, meanwhile, si coordinating conjunctions po, si fanboys. Ano ba si fanboys? For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Ginagamit din po natin yan as cohesive device, pero dapat siya ay nasa compound sentence, sa gitna po ng compound sentence. So yung mga words po na ito, kasama po si while, saka si whereas, especially, dapat po ay mga nasa loob po siya ng sentence. Clear? Nino po? Yeah, sige, picture nyo. Gusto nyo. Naturally, you would also be including samples. Lalo pag may naka-indicate doon. Provide samples based on your own knowledge and experience. So naturally, because the task requires you to put one, you are expected to present one. So ilan daw po ulit ang ating paragraph? Ay, uy. Wala ko mga kabisote. Hindi pala. So we have the introductory paragraph. Body 1, body 2, body 3, including. Yan. Sir, nagbigay po ako ng example sa body paragraph 1. Ang ginamit ko pong phrase ay for example. Sa body paragraph 2, nagbigay po ako ng example. Ang ginamit ko ay for instance. Sa body paragraph 3, ang ginamit ko po ay namely. Illustrate. So, ibig sabihin, if you're going to put a word or phrase to indicate your example sentence, you have to do so in a manner that you will not be repeating the same phrase over and over again. Why? Because we're being assessed with the level of lexicon that we have. So yung ating lexical resource ay factor. Sir, paano po yun? Wala po kasing sample. Ang meron lang po akong sample, sa body paragraph 2 lang. Papasa pa po kaya ako? Sagot. Sa example, papasa pa? Papasa. Bakit? Ano bang minimum? Sabi ng examiner, sa example, there must be a minimum of 1 example sentence for the entire essay. So kung itong for instance mo ay nasa body paragraph 2 at wala na sa body paragraph 1 and 3, pasado pa rin. Paano kung wala sa 2, nasa 3? Okay pa din. Paano kung wala ka sa 2 pero meron ka sa 1 and 3? Dalawa yung example mo. Pero mas lalong okay because instead of 1, you put 2 examples. Clear? So one idea at a time. When moving from one idea to the next, you have to consider your discourse markers. So for vocab and grammar, misspelled words, take off points from your score. Punctuation, capitalization, sentence construction, tenses, subject-verb agreement, prepositions, adjectives and adverbs, article use, conjunctions. Maraming factors si vocab and grammar. Pinaka-importante na yung madalas maging mistake, spelling, punctuation, capitalization. So question analysis. This is the first step. Congratulations guys. Nasa step 1 na po tayo ng pagsusulat ng essay. After so many stories. God, I missed this, you know? So, analysis of the question. What are we going to do here? So you have to analyze what is being asked. Determine the topic statement. What category does the question fall into? Determine the prompt. What is the statement where you have to give your stand to? And the actual question or instruction. Some people misinterpret this last part. That is why, if you have any concerns with a question you think is impossible to determine, ask help for us. Tanong kayo sa amin ng, sir, paano po kaya ang approach dito? Agree, disagree, open-ended. Yun po kasi nakalito eh. Alright? So seek for our help. Kaya mag-alala, you paid for us. That is part of your payment. Huh? Suliti bayad, ha? Okay. So this is a sample task description. So let me highlight this for you para madali nating magets. Kulay-kulay lang po tayo. So ito pong si without capital punishment, crimes of violence increase. Yan po yung tinatawag nating background statement. Tama po? Okay. Next. Ito naman pong si capital punishment is essential to control violence in the society. Yan naman po yung tinatawag nating task prompt. Can you guys repeat that prompt? Paano ba malalaman kung ano yung prompt? Simple. Kung ano yung statement or sentence na pinakamalapit doon sa tanong, yun yung prompt. Nasaan ba yung do you agree or disagree? Nandun sa dulo. Nasaan yung capital punishment? Just right next to the do you agree or disagree. So sino yung prompt? Si without capital punishment, etc. Or si capital punishment is essential? Si capital punishment is essential because that is the statement closer to the instruction. So ganun yun lang po siyang nade-determine. Oftentimes, there is no background statement anymore and the task description will go directly to task prompt and then question. If you encounter that, then that even makes our job easier. That makes our job even easier kasi wala ka nang pagpipilian pa. Sino doon yung prompt, sino doon yung background statement. Ang karamihan kasi nila dito na nagiging problem, dahil may background statement at may prompt na magkahiwalay, sasabihin nila, I agree that without capital punishment, our lives are less secure. You are agreeing or disagreeing to the wrong statement. You should agree or disagree that capital punishment is essential, capital punishment is not essential. So doon ka po sasagot ng agree or disagree sa statement na mas malapit sa question na yun. Malinaw po? Yan. So next is brainstorm. Mag-isip ka. Think of related concepts. Ano nga ba yung capital punishment? Death penalty, death sentence. So instead of long imprisonment, kapag grave misconduct na ang nakomit ng isang criminal, patayin na lang din natin. Diba? Total, pumatay siya, patayin din natin. Eye for an eye, sabi niya. So magbe-brainstorm. So think, do I agree with capital punishment? Or I disagree with this? Actually, a lot of us will agree, right? A lot of us will agree. I agree with capital punishment. Do you agree with capital punishment? Do you agree? Capital punishment? What about you, ma'am? Death penalty, are you agree? Are you in agreement with that statement? You're not okay with capital punishment. So, si ma'am ay isang rare breed, no? Totoo yan. Actually, guys, a lot of us will agree with capital punishment. But if we are pertaining to the narrative of capital punishment is essential to control the violence in the society, then that is not the proper answer. We should disagree with capital punishment. Why? Because according to studies, layo ko na. According to studies, wala na ata. Wala na nga dito. According to studies, in Canada, to be specific, that when they removed the capital punishment in their criminal code in 1973, they noticed a decrease in their crime rate. So if you imagine 5.0 committed crime per 100,000 population when they had capital punishment. But when they removed capital punishment, this number dropped to 3.7. Ano mas mataas? Yung may capital punishment o yung wala? Yung meron. So magtataka ka. Bakit kung kailan ka pa may death sentence na ang goal mo nga ay mabawasan yung krimen, nun pa tumaas. At nung inalis mo yung capital punishment, nun pa siya bumaba. In many states in the US, they have different criminal codes. So in some states, like in Chicago, they allow capital punishment. But in some states, they don't allow capital punishment. They only give lifetime imprisonment. So bakit dun sa mga states na may capital punishment, dun pa mas mataas yung crime? So that gives us this conclusion. In all the examples, in all countries, I'm not saying in, almost all countries which implement capital punishment, they notice an increase in their crime when they employ it. But when they remove the capital punishment, the crime rate decreases significantly. So, ano yung sagot natin sa tanong? That capital punishment is essential to control the violence in the society. Capital punishment is not required. Therefore, I disagree with this statement. So, ganito lang yan. Agree kayo sa capital punishment? Agree? Capital punishment? Agree? Agree? Agree pa rin kayo? Pero, pag nag-IELTS exam na, ganito ha, IELTS na. Sabihin mo, teka lang, lumaking muna yung pride ko. IELTS to. Disagree muna ako for now. Pero paglabas ko, woo! Capital punishment! Pare. I got your point. I'm not teaching you guys to be hypocrite. What I'm trying to say here, really want to pass, sometimes you have to go against your beliefs in order for you to come up with an effective essay that tackles a specific dilemma. That is our goal. Okay? Ultimately, this will depend. Yes. At sabi mo nga, ma'am, you don't like capital punishment. And in the actual examination, that's the side. Yes. You pick a side, you pick your choice, justify it. Panindigan mo. That's the Tagalog of justify. With evidence. What evidence did I use? Facts. The Canadian Criminal Code of 1973. The US states which employ capital punishment system. So if you guys want to take the pen and paper base exam, ganito po yung itsura ng essay niyo, full block. No indentations. Leave a space after every paragraph. Clear? Okay. Usually present tense. Bakit po ba pinapagalitan ko yung mga student pa nagpa-past tense sila? In presenting opinions, in providing facts, supplying evidence, we normally utilize the simple present tense of the verb. Why? That is the requirement. Kailan lang po tayo magpa-past? Kailan? Pag meron kang time, element present. You're describing information which occurred in the past. So, may time expression tulad ng yesterday, in the past, many years ago, in 1985. Yun. Pero kung wala, stick to simple present tense. Clear? Okay, so avoid tense inconsistency here because that is also a problem for grammar. Ma'am, makatulog ka na yata, ma'am. Joke lang. Ikaw nangangaloko lang yata. Alright, so guidelines in writing, no title, no rewriting of task description. So, sir, why aren't we allowed to copy the words from the task description? Bakit po? Bakit? Diba yun ako sa tama na kasi pag pangit na ako pag tutukan. Pag malayo, pwede pa. Bakit? Ba't hindi pwedeng kopyahin lang basta? Hey guys, may sagot ba na dyan? Diba, ito yung question. Pagawa ka ng introduction. Ba't hindi pwedeng kopyahin mo lang lahat yan? Yung salita, yung sa task description. Oo, sa vocab. Pag kinopya mo lahat ng words, mababa ang makukuha mong score sa vocabulary. Ilan, sir? 5. Ilan kailangan mo? 4? Okay. Totoo, papahirapan mo yung sarili mo. 4 lang kailangan mo. Nagets mo yan? Ha? 250. Pag 250, ganito kasi yan. Pag nalagpasan mo yung 250, 7 or higher ka na sa task response. Pag less than 250 hanggang 200, ang automatic score mo sa TRI 5, penalty ng 1. Pag hindi ka umabot ng 200, from 0 to 199 lang ang masulat mo, automatic mo dun 4. May penalty ka pa na 2. So, laki ng bawas. Kaya kung kailangan mo ng score na 4, kailangan mo ng score na mataas sa 4, ang minimum lang na ni-record ko, kaya puro mali pa yan sa grammar, basta umabot ka sa 250, malaking chance maka 5 ka pataas. Ano ha? Yun, ang target. Imagine niyo, naka 4 ka sa task response, naka 2 ka na penalty, so 6 sila sa tatlo, 6 times 18 plus 4, 22 divided by 4.
Eh, paano yun sa diba? Ay,
5 minus 2, 3.5.
Pag naubos yung oras mo dun sa 250 words na isusulat, kasi hindi ka pa nakasulat sa task.
Eh, wala kang score sa task 1. Anong score mo sa task 1? 1. Yun yung pinakita ko kanina ng score. So, kaya ang writing talaga ay mahirap. Ano kailangan gawin? Practice. Okay? Naman namin kayo tutulungan. Practice habang may hawak kami latigo. Isa nyo! So, no rewriting of task description. So, if you only need, well, kailangan nyo lang ng 4. Oh, yung mga kailangan ng 6.57, di kayo makikinig dito ha. Kailangan nyo lang ng 4. Open nyo lang yung words task description. Palit ka ng konti. Good, sir. The people, the new persons, lahat na yun, openin mo na, no problem. Pag ginawa mo yun, mas mabilis ka makakapagsulat, ma-accomplish mo yung 250 words na mas marami. Yun lang naman ang minimum requirement natin. Para makakuha ng 4, makakuha ng 5. So kung mas mataas doon, naturally, we have to provide 4 to 6 new words that are derived from the task description. Anong tawag doon? Rewording. Palitan mo yung words. So, many people believe that computers play important role in child's education. Many people, a lot of individuals believe, perceive that using computers play a vital role, important, to young people, children, education. So, ilay pinalit mo. 4. So, yun yung rewording. Effective ba yun? Yes. Kailangan mo lang ng 6. Effective yun. Sir, kailangan ko ng 6.5. Sir, kailangan ko ng 7. Sa writing. So, ano gagawin? Paraphrasing. Ano ba si paraphrasing? Hindi mo lang papalitan yung mga words ng bago. Magpapalit-palitin mo sila ng positions. Para bang, eto pa rin yung room na to. Same yung size. Meron ditong sofa, meron ditong bed, tapos meron ditong carpet, yung kulay ay white. Pinalitan mo yung mga furniture, pininturahan mo siya ng bago. Ito pa rin yung room, pero ni-rearrange mo lang siya. Yun po si paraphrasing. Napipicture out niya yan. Mga ito, hindi pa gamit ng mga ganong example eh. Okay? So yun po si paraphrasing. Napakita ko to in action. No? So ito po yung mga sample questions natin. So yung una, shortage in housing. Actually sa Philippines, hindi naman natin masyadong problem yung shortage in housing. Ang mas may problem dyan, yung American and Chinese society. Yan na nga yung space travel, tsaka yung coins and paper money kanina. So in writing introduction, you have to write 2 to 5 sentences. Ako, I tried to minimize it to 3 lang. To generalize yung topic, i-present natin yung prompt, and then write the stand. State your side. When I ask you a question, do you agree or disagree? What's the answer? It's either I agree or I disagree. Diba? Sinigang is the best food ever. Do you agree or disagree? Agree. Fried chicken is the best. Do you agree or disagree? Agree. Agree sila. Diba? Dinuguan is the best ever. Do you agree or disagree? Agree ka din? Ano favorite food mo? O disagree ka dapat. Dinuguan eh. O disagree. Naku ha? So, when I am asking you a question, do you agree or disagree? The answer is either I agree, I disagree. Nakaintindihan? Yun lang. Hindi pwede. Mamili ka lang. Isa lang. Pwedeng dalawa. Hindi mo pag-decide. Ito yung may pamilya na sa Pilipinas, nagkakapamilya pa sa Canada. Eh. Oh. Sa pagsusulat po ng stand, either I agree or I disagree. Pakiulit niya po, I agree, I disagree. Yun po ba ang isusulat niya? Hindi. Pinaulit ko lang. Ito po ang mga isusulat niya. Bakit? Yun na yung tanong, kukopyahin mo pa? Hindi, bina-highlight ko lang din yung sinabi nating bawal na i-copy yung words from the task description. So, pinaka-common para sa mga gusto makakuha ng score na 4 hanggang 4.5, I agree that. Kung gusto mo makakuha ng 6 pataas, I support the notion that, I adhere the ideology that. Kung gusto niyo ng 7, I find myself in accord with the notion that. Some people say that fried chicken is the best way of cooking this food, whereas many individuals also perceive that roasting it is even better. Do you agree or disagree? I find myself in accord with the notion that fried chicken is better than its roasted counterpart. Tangina, di ba? Gandang pakinggan. Pero fried chicken lang topic natin. Nagets yan? That is how you play with words. There's sophistication, there's academic content. At di natin pinag-isipan. Hindi natin siya, anong words na gamitin ko? Ito na ako, compare mo na lang. Pwede yan, gamitin nyo. Sinasuggest ko nga gamit. Sir, paano pag hindi po ako agree? I do not find myself in accord. I'm not in favor of. I do not support. Yeah. May tanong ka? Tatas na niya kamay. Wala. Baka nangawit lang sila. Wala kang nagtatanong. Wala ba kayong tanong? Wala? Wala? Ako ng Cebu, daming tanong ng mga tao doon, ba't dito wala? So I assume that because you don't have any cousins, you completely understood everything?
There's the first sentence and the first paragraph. Kailangan na pinagay ko ang
Yes, but there's a specific location where the last sentence of the first paragraph. Last sentence pa. Kasi tuturuan ko pa lang kayo na gumawa ng mismong buong introduction. So pinapakilala ko lang muna, kapag nandun na kayo sa last sentence ng intro, pipili na po kayo. Agree ba ako o disagree? So dahil ako ay agree, ano ba yung mga words na pwede kong gamitin? I find myself in accord with the notion that. So dahil sabay-sabay kayo mag-exam, iba sa inyo, sabay-sabay, usap-usap kayo, ano? Uy, ina, akin na yung ano, I adhere the ideology that, sa inyo lang yung ano, I support. Magkasundo na kayo kung sino gagamit ng alin. Okay? Alright. So ito po yung sample introduction. One of the essential needs of people is a shelter which would protect them from harsh environments. This is the reason for my disagreement on the idea that the government should solely respond to this aforementioned need. Sample intro na yan. Ito po yung stand. Ano ba kaya? Maya, sarap ng kain niya pagtapos na ito. Gugutumin ko muna kaya. Yes? So I mentioned this is a need, this aforementioned need, this is a reference. So one of the good techniques that I teach, even before, is for referencing to work. You have to mention it first before using the word which is aforementioned.
Penny, sir, yung I will mention this.
No. Okay. Ibig sabihin kasi nung aforementioned, nang nabanggit, parang hindi ko na masabi na shelter na naman or housing na naman. So parang siya yung siya yung naging pumalit. Pero hindi yung, for example, yung gusto ko sabihin ni Sir Arton, the needs that I will mention below. Ganon. Bawal na bawal po yan. Bakit? Bakit? Guys, makinig ha kung bakit bawal. Kung bakit ito bawal. No? This essay will explain the details of my answer below. Yung pong buong sentence na yun. Bakit po siya mali? Bakit po siya bawal? Kaya.
Pinidictate ko na bullet or
That's one. So avoid bullet point referencing. But one important reason why we're not allowed to do something like that, huwag na huwag nitong gagawin yan, is the fact that yung mga samples online, iisa ang format. At yung mga samples online ay may format na this essay will explain the problem and explain the solution to the problem. This essay will discuss both sides of the argument. This essay agrees that so gumamit ka ng this essay, yun ang palatandaan ng mga examiner na dapat kanyang ibagsak dahil memorize mo yung format na meron sa content. It's not original anymore. Okay? Yun po yung reason. Main reason. But yes, it actually invites the bullet point method, which is also not allowed in an essay writing. So yeah. Marami pa tayong sample. Yan, no? Natanong to 2017. Natanong ulit last year, November. Di pa ulit tatanong. So, pwedeng matanong yan July, matanong yan August. Who knows? Pwedeng matanong bukas. Not so sure. Because questions appear random. So, gawa tayo ng sentence. Introduction. So, first, paano po ba gumawa ng intro? Underline keyword. Sa exam, pwede ka manghingi dyan sa mga proctors, sa mga invigilators ng papel. Pwede mo siyang gamitin as your as your scratch and to use it to brainstorm, mag-doodle-doodle ka dyan, whatever. It's up to you. How are you going to use your time? So, take note. Kung ayaw mo naman magpapel lapis, it's up to you then. Take note of the following words, what we call keywords, the important details included in the sentence or in the task description itself so that meron kang magagamit pampalit. Coins and paper money. Anong pwede natin pamalit sa coins and paper money? Sir, na po. Yan na lang po yan, sir. Yan na lang po natin siyang ganyan. Ano? Currency, physical currency? Physical? Mode of payment? Paper bills? Diba? Will soon be replaced. Pwedeng will be taken over by credit and bank cards. Cashless transactions. So kung gagawin nating sentence to, many People today are convinced that due to technological, dahil again, huwag natin lagay technological advancement, wala naman nakalagay dyan, convinced that cashless transactions will take over the physical mode of payment using paper bills or bills. Era. Kalagay, do you agree or disagree that eventually we will have a cashless society which will be safer and more convenient for everyone? Nililid ka na sa sagot eh. Mag-agree ka na. Safer na nga daw, mas convenient pa. In line with this, I find myself, mali spelling, in accord with the notion that this trend of settling transactions will be the norm in a few years. Dahil dito, ako ay naniniwala na itong nauusong paraan ng pagbabayad ay ang magiging normal na paraan ng pagbabayad sa mga darating pang taon. Diba? Okay. So, one way of introducing. Siyempre marami. Diba? Gawa pa tayo ng iba. At present, more people use their credit cards for payment of their bills. This is the reason why a lot of individuals perceive that this idea of paying dues will soon replace the traditional methods of using money. I support this idea, or dahil nagamit ko na idea, this notion, because it offers safety and convenience to the users. There's more than one way of introducing your essay just based on the task description. Traditional method lang, walang S. Clear? Anything you would like to add? Clarifications? Concerns? Suggestions? Comments? Violent reactions? So, madali lang to. Pang araw-araw na buhay. Gadgets such as refrigerators, cars, refrigerators, and televisions have become must-haves. This is beneficial to the society. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Give your opinion, give statement and example, give reasons and examples. So ito po yung sample na dapat nating i-avoid. Ay, ano ba yan? Why? What makes this introduction ineffective? Sir, what makes this introduction ineffective? Sige sir, supportahan ka namin. What makes this introduction ineffective? Sige sir, ano yan? What makes this introduction ineffective? Excited na sumagot yung iba eh. Pinipigilan ko lang. Mamaya, nakatanda ko saan sila sumasagot, tatanong sa mas mahirap. Hindi, joke lang. Sige sir, ano po yan? Ba't daw kaya hindi papasa tong intro na to? Sino nga? Sipatin mo nga. Ayun yung tanong. Ito yung tanong. Pakita ko. Yung tanong, ito yung intro na mali. Yung tanong, ito yung mali na intro. Kinopya. Exactly. The words are copied directly from the task description. Ano bang sabi natin? No rewriting of the task description. May nag-chat. Sino kaya itong ating lucky caller? Redundant, ginamit niya po mismo. Yes. Tama ka doon, Edna. That is what makes this introduction effective. Ito po yung ating better introduction. The increasing reliance of modern society on the efficiencies brought about by technology has led to the widespread use of gadgets and their incorporation into everyday life. Some of these tools have become so widely used that possessing them has become a necessity to function effectively. Although there are advantages to this, I believe it does more harm than good to the community. So disagree ang ginamit na ito. Hindi daw siya pabor sa gadgets. Bold statement. Questions? Mamaya, marami pa tayong sample. So, dun ulit, i-recall natin yung introduction. So, teka, hanap tayo ng random question. Tinatanong sa mga dating student. Yan. Families. Tatype ko po yung tanong. Sa inyo guys, pagka-writing talaga, naabot tayo 5 oras eh. Pero 4 lang siguro dahil may meeting ako ng 2. Families who send their children to private schools should not be required to pay taxes that support the state education system. Do you agree or disagree? Yan, ito po yung ating tanong. Alam didelete ko lang din tong nasa taas para mas malinaw. So, gawa ako ng sample na intro na agree dito. Gawa rin ako ng sample na disagree. Since, bayan natin kulay para, so dahil ito ay disagree, pula. Parents are already subscribed to lucrative amounts of tuition for their children. Many individuals today hold the view that they must be exempted to taxes. Support government subsidized educational system. My opinion, I am in favor this idea to help ease the burden of families paying multiple paying for their young ones education. Disagree. Ano may agree? Ay, agree pala to. Many people, individuals naman, a lot naman, these days, would like to be exempted from paying high taxes that funds state their idea is because we are already paying for high tuition prices at private institutions. Although considering this would be fair to them, I believe that exercise judgment, everyone must settle their taxes regardless of the situation. So, sa una kong intro na pula, sabi ko dyan, oo, dapat. Hindi na sila magbayad ng tax kasi bayad na sila ng mataas na tuition. Doon naman sa green, kahit pa nagbabayad sila ng tax, dapat pa rin silang, kahit na nagbabayad na sila ng mahal sa tuition, dapat pa rin silang bayad ng tax. Walang excuse. Para fair sa lahat. Nakuha? So, pwede kang mag-agree, pwede kang mag-disagree. Nagpakita lang po ako dyan ng example ng isang agree at isang disagree. So, body. Pa-Bluetooth na lang daw po kay ma'am. Mabagal po siyang mag-picture. Sir, siya naman, nagmamadali din tayo. Sipat pa, smile! Pa-send na lang daw po kay ma'am. Okay. So, if your introduction, yan, and your answer is agree, body paragraph 1, positive arguments for the side you picked. Di ba mamimili ka? Tama ba? So yung body paragraph, ang laman niyan, walang iba, kundi mga positibong bagay tukol dun sa side na pinili mo. Ganon din sa paragraph 2, ganon din sa paragraph 3, bago ka magkaroon ng conclusion. I-breakdown natin yung isa-isa. Na, ganyan po ang pagsusulat ng essay. So, dahil ito po ay positive, dito ka maglalagay ng mga salita tulad ng moreover, yan. Tapos, in addition, may example ka, maglalagay ka naman sa huli ng sentence to illustrate. Yan. For instance, yan. Nagkakaintindihan? Later, sir. Yung opposite side. So, again ha, you are giving positive arguments on the side you picked. Tama po ba? Yan. Dahil po tayong mga Pinoy, mahilig tayong mambash. Tama ba? Sir, halimbawa, ito po ay between, ano ba maganda? Healthcare and education. State-funded healthcare and education. So, agree po ako sa state-funded healthcare education. So, ito yung positive argument ko. Libre. Dito, comprehensive. Lahat tayo nagko-contribute. So, lahat tayo nakakatanggap ng equal amount of treatment and etc. So, sa pangatlo, sir, wala na po ako maisip na positive argument sa state-funded healthcare and education. Anong gagawin mo? Doon na po papasok ang ating dugong Pinoy ng paninira sa kapwa. Di ba meron kang dalawang side? Tama po ba? Itong side na to, ito yung agree, ito pinili mo. So binigyan mo siya ng isang positibong presentation ng idea. Binigyan mo siya ng isa, kailangan. Wala ka ng pangatlo. Hindi mo talaga, sir, mapiga. Doon mo na ngayon sisiraan tong kabila. Sa amin, ito maganda, ito magaling. Huwag ka dun sa kalaban kasi pangit. Yun. Para mabuo mo po yung tatlong paragraph sa body ng argument. Sisiraan mo ngayon. Anong paninira na gagawin natin sa private? Ano kaya ang pwede nating ipangsira sa mga private institutions? Inexplicably high, absurdly high tuition prices na ang hindi nila maipaliwanag saan nila kinukuha, saan nila ginagamit. Diba? Bentahan lang ng syringe, 3. Sinaksak sa'yo sa ospital. Pagtingin mo sa bill mo, 80. Nasaan yung mga kaluluwa nyo, ha? Nasa lupa pa lang kayo, nasa impyerno na. Ang budhi nyo. Ganun din. Mauutak din yung mga nasa universities. Di ba? Sabi, pag nagbayad kayo ng cash, meron kayong 10% discount sa tuition. So, nagbayad kami ngayon ng pamangkin ko. Puja, kasi Wesleyan din ako graduate. Sensya na, pinangalanan ko, mga may mga taga-Wesleyan dito. So, biniyaran ko yung sa pamangkin ko. Sabi ko kasi may discount eh, no? Sabi ko makapag-banking sa tayo ngayon kasi malaki pa titipid natin. Mga 2.5 din maibubulsa natin. Tinuruan ko siya ng mga, tinuro din sa atin ng mga tito-tita natin. No? Pag may kailangan book, ang halaga ay 3.5, 5.5 ang sasabihin. Mag-i-exam ng IELTS, sasabihin kay nanay, mag-i-exam po ako ng IELTS. Anak, magkano ba yung IELTS? 20 million na eh. Paparecheck pa nga ako na eh. 8K na eh. Di ba? Puta. No? Papawiin ko rin naman yan, sir, pag nasa Canada na. Baril lang yan. Baril lang dito yan. Okay? Diyos ko. Yung tuition, yung total tuition, 12K lang ata. Yung miscellaneous, 19. Ano yun? Hindi mo naman pwedeng hingan ng breakdown yung miscellaneous, di ba? Kasi yun po yung batas na pinoprotektahan yung mga private universities. Hindi nila pwedeng i-disclose yun. Mali computation namin, natakong 2.5. Wala akong may maibubul sa kami. Kaya talaga yung mga, yung kasamaan, hindi talaga nagtatagumpay. Kaya yung masamang bala ko, hindi nagtagumpay. Ako pa yung nagabuan. So yun guys. Pakita po natin in action mamaya. Ito. Coins and paper money. Sige. Lagyan natin siya muna ng framework ha. Yan. Mag-ano po tayo dito, magbe-brainstorm. So introduction, coins and paper money. Sabi dyan, intro, coins, paper, money versus cashless. Mo dyan, agree with online transactions or cashless transaction. Yan. Tapos argument 1, body 1. Ano ang advantage ng cashless transaction over cash payment? So, syempre, unahin na natin yung safety. Diba? Advantage. Ang safety, ganito mo siya papaliwanag. One of the many advantages of cashless transaction over physical mode of payment is the fact that it is safer for the users. So, bigay ka. Paano mo ipapaliwanag yung safe? No? Money can be pwede mangyari sa pera? Can get lost? Pwede ring hindi lang siya nawala, ninakaw? Can get robbed? And just like that, wala na. Wala na eh. Diba? Wala na yun. Gastos na yun. Versus credit card na protected by PIN codes and passcodes. Oh. What else? In case credit cards or bank cards get lost, in those scenarios, call your bank, block any transactions, any future transaction. Diba? So yun po yung safety. Pangalawa, argument 2. Sabi nga dun, which will be safer and more convenient for everyone. Anong susunod natin? Convenience. Ano bang sabi ng convenience? Yung dali ng buhay natin, no? Papadali sa buhay. So nagpunta po ako sa Cebu last month. Itong month pala yan. Last week. Araw ba? Thursday. Ganitong araw pala sa ako po ay kumain sa McDo. Lingid po sa kalaman ng aking asawa. Hindi po pagsasabi. Nagbawal po akong kumain sa McDo. Dahil ako po ay nag-undergo ng electroshock wave lithotripsy noong 2022. Meron akong 2 cm na bato dito sa kanan. 0.6 cm din sa kaliwa. Ng bato. Kakalik ng chichirya, ng McDo. Kasi kung nagtatrabaho, malapit sa McDo. Isisi ko siya. So, may sa McDo. Paubos yung pera ko, budget ko that time. Pero meron akong Gcash. Scan lang. Bayan lang. Scan lang. QR code lang. So, after nun, makakakuha ka pa ng points. Diba? Halimbawa, nasa SNR, grocery. Sabi, ano pong gagamitin nilang credit card? Cash po ba or credit card? Credit card. Meron po kayong security bank card. Hindi na sabi, bakit? Kasi kung yung po yung gagamitin nyo, meron po kayong free one whole chicken. Okay? Tapos sa BDO, ilang transactions yun. Sa end of the year, meron ka ng table calendar, meron ka pa tote bag, meron ka pa umbrella. Panis. Hindi ka magkakaganon kung pera ang pambayad mo. So convenience, paliwanag mo doon in a very specific manner that the convenience cashless payment methods offer to people is unparalleled. For one, people can settle their bills online without the hassle of falling in very long lines, waiting for their turn para lang magbayad sa bayaran ng kuryente. Ngayon, pwede nang gawin yan using Gcash. 7-Eleven. Scan. Pindot. Tapos. Problema. Nagat yung point? Another are the perks and bonuses people can get by using their credit and bank cards through certain reward system. People can get free items such as umbrellas, chickens, even win prizes like motorcycles. Joke lang, huwag na sobrang specific eh. Nanalo ka ng Mio pag kada cash mo, diba? Sir, wala na po ako sa pangatlong paragraph. So may argument 1 ka na. Safety, positive ba yun? Yes. Argument 2, positive. Ay, convenience, positive din ba yun? So anong pwede mong gamitin pang connect dun sa dalawang paragraph na yon? Furthermore, moreover, in addition. Yan, ganyan po siya. Ngayon, itong problema. Wala na po tayong pambigay na positive sa argument 3. Doon na po tayo maninira. Diba? Anong pwede nating ipanira sa cash? Bakit siya masama? Pwede ka magbigay ng specific example. Nung time ng pandemic, yung cash, yung coins, yung paper bills, they were one of the culprits. Bakit nag-spread ng mabilis yung COVID? Dahil droplet transmission ito, pwedeng nahawakan yung paper. Oh, napaka-OC ko before. Binibilad ko talaga yung mga sukli ko. Galing akong palengke. Oh. Meron akong 1 litrong alcohol dyan. N95 ako na. Sige mo, 10:30 ng maga, bilad na bilad ka sa araw, nag-i-spray ako ng mga 20. Diba? Parang sila ulo. Naisip ko nga yung buhay ko. 20, inispray ako na ako. Nasa bilad ako ng araw. Parang lukulok mo eh. Ganun yung normal no? Kasi nga, takot na talaga. Kapit bahay mo, nagka-cardiac arrest dahil sa COVID eh. Hindi ka matakot, diba? Kung yun na magliligtas sa buhay mo, eh, magpakasira ulo ka na. Oh, so cash, they can be one of the vehicles for mode of transmission. Kasi siya sa mga pwedeng maging sasakyan ng mga bacteria. Okay? For pathogens. Sabihin natin. Pathogens. Ano pa? Ano pa masama sa cash? Yung coins. Yung coins po ay mga precious metals tulad ng copper, zinc, aluminum that can be used for electronic equipment. So mas cheaper sana yung electronic equipment kung lulusawin lang natin yung mga coins na yon. So if we're going to decrease the supply of coins, bababaan natin yung supply niya, para dun sa endeavor na yun kasi mas maraming tao na yung gagamit ng cashless payment. It will be a win-win scenario for everyone. So yun ang argument 3. Siniraan mo si cash. And then conclusion. Let's go. Bilisan ko to ng konti. Baka nagugutom na kayo. Kuha pa. Tanong. Di po pwede magsulat ng it depends, ha? Direct ka, mamimili ka nga eh. Wrong to right, it depends. Sometimes you must choose between two things, from your mind or from your heart. Always remember, you are being assessed here. So oftentimes, you have to go against your will in order for you to produce a well-balanced argument. So ito nga yung kanina, si capital punishment. Ito yung ating facts dito. 1.8 pala, not 3.7. Mas mababa pa. So imagine ha, from having capital punishment noong 1970s, 3.0 plus. So bakit po may plus yon? Kasi according to different statistics, iba-iba po. May nagkiklaim na 4, may nagkiklaim na 5. Kaya 3 plus. Pinakamababa yung 3, kaya yung pinilagay sa research paper. Pero noong 2009, yung national murder rate in Canada ay nasa all-time low of 1.81 per 100,000. Kaya tinatawag din yung Canada na most livable country in the world during that time because of this statistics. Ibig sabihin, kung sino pa yung walang capital punishment, sila pa yung mas peaceful at mas safe compared dun sa mga meron. So, saan ko nabasa yan? Sa Huffington Post. If you want to learn more about capital punishment, there's a YouTube video, just type B-Type by Howie Severin. Magandang documentary. Rules and examples, wag dapat masyadong mahaba. Ayan na. Give the argument. One of the advantages of this argument is explain. So this is the scenario which this will work. Give an example. For example, in situation like this is how this positive idea can happen. So ganoon lang po siya. So kada paragraph, give the argument tungkol saan yung theme. Discuss the argument, explain mo bakit ito ang idea. Give example. Kung meron kang example, do not be shy to put one. Yan nga, fail-proof method. Give positive argument, explore the advantages of the side you chose, and explain the drawbacks of the other side during the last body paragraph kung wala ka na pong advantages on the side that you chose. Halimbawa, explain the benefits of cashless transaction. Ito nga yung kanina. Argument 1, 2, safety. Argument 2, convenience. Argument 3, explain the disadvantage of using cash over cashless. Ito yung sa shortage in housing. Sample body ito. Bakit tayo disagree na government lang? Kasi may nakalagay doon, alone. Siya lang ang dapat, siya na ang bahala sa pabahay sa lahat ng tao na walang bahay. So ang argument 1, ownership and property, discuss. If government provides for families, homes are owned by the government. Am I right? Sino may-ari nun? The government. And it can be taken away anytime. The sense of security is absent. And because this property is owned by the government, and once taken anytime, they are illegal settlers. So argument 2, empowerment. If people can provide for basic needs such as shelter, confidence that they can solve other problems will also be easily done. Empowered people leads to a progressive country. Argument 3, indolence. Magiging dependent na po ang mga tao sa government. So, they will be demotivated to work. And worse, pagkakaroon tayo ng societal struggle na yung taxes natin napupunta sa kanila. Tapos sila naman, pinangsusugalang nila yung pera. So, another concern. So for conclusion, you can summarize your main points, answer the question, so what, conclude by giving out statements, conclude by relating it to reality or factual events that you know. So remember, we consider conclusion to be the most important part of your essay. Do you know why? May idea ka why? Ba't kaya yung conclusion ang pinaka-important? Ma'am? So na yung summary. Tama yan. Pero ang totoong sagot kasi siya yung nasa huli. Okay. Bakit? Siya yung pinakahuling matatandaan ng examiner. This can leave lasting impression to the examiner. So if the examiner is not yet convinced, bigyan ko ba ito ng 7? Hindi pa convinced? Tapos 6.5 pa rin to after all these arguments presented. Pagbasa ng conclusion, oh, I think I'm convinced this person really does deserve this. This is where you can make this final push na makakuha ng 7 sa exam. Simple lang. Ma'am, kailan nyo tatandaan mong birthday mo? Nung 1-year-old ka o yung birthday mo last year? Last year. Anong handa mo last year? Saan ka kumain? Saan nagpunta? Anong mga regalo na natanggap mo? Sino bumati sa'yo? Tatandaan mo ba? Eh, nung 1-year-old ka, hindi na. Ganun lang pong kasimple. Examiners will remember you on their conclusion. Paano ba sagutin yung so what? So what? How can we answer the question so what? We use if statements. Ano ba yung if statements? Kung sakali. Nagbibigay ka ng condition. Ito muna yung condition bago mangyari ito sa inyo. Tama? Bawa. Pag nagbago ka, tatanggapin pa rin kita sa kabila ng pambababae mo. May condition. Tama ba? Pag nakapasa ako sa exam, sa IELTS, papainumin ko yung buong purong namin. Lord, basta ipasa mo lang ako, magbabagong buhay na ako. Yan. Mga bargaining eh. Yung po si so what. For you to answer so what, you have to use if statement. For example, if it rains today, I will not go to the park. Umulan, di ako punta ng park. If I get a high band score in the IELTS, I will buy a new pair of shoes. Mataas ako, bibili ako sapatos. Pag hindi, milk lang. Kuha? If statements. So maglalagay ka ng isang kondisyon na gusto mo mangyari, pag ginawa ito ang positibong magiging hinaharap ng mga tao. Kasi pag ganun, you're giving the examiner time to contemplate, to think, ano? Tapos nakita niya yung end point, positive future, positive outlook. That gives them a very lasting impression. So dapat po may in conclusion or to conclude, in summary or to summarize the phrase. Sa conclusion ka na, intro. The positive, blah, blah, blah. In addition, yada, yada, yada. Moreover, the positive is boom. In conclusion, there are indeed advantages of using cashless transactions over physical mode of payment. That if people will use in the future, we will have a better society. Yun po ang formula sa paggawa. Recap lang tayo ha. Introduction, introduce the theme or topic, present the views, and then choose the view. Ang tawag dun ay stand. I'm in favor. I find myself in accord with the notion that. I adhere the ideology of. Pag naman disagree ka, I am not in favor. I do not support. I refute. Yan. So sa body paragraph 1, support, argument plus reasons, examples. If you answered agree, give positive arguments on the side you chose. Supporting argument ulit, sir, wala na po akong supporting argument na positive. Siraan yung kalaban. Siraan yung kabila. Para magmukhang bida ang pinili mo choice. Okay? Bawa yung ex mo. Yung tutok yan. Mahihinga. Lahat ng paninira. Itong bago ko, bango. Naliligo araw-araw. Okay? Ito po ang sample number 1. Guys, you don't have to take photos na para medyo mabilis tayo. Huwag nyo nang picturean. Kasi ito po, i-upload ko naman. Okay pa? Okay. Ay, pumaling na pala. Kaya pala, sabi ko, tiyan kayo mga uri mga sila. Ganun. Okay, the increasing reliance of modern, although there are disadvantages, ang sagot ko dyan ay support. Support ako na dapat meron tayong mga gadgets tulad ng cars, refrigerators, and TV. Argument 1, there's no doubt that technological advancements in transportation allow people, products, and services to move easily. This has resulted to a much faster and more efficient trades. Additionally, people now use vehicles such as cars and other forms of public transportation for them to be able to get to their destinations. Without these automobiles, people will have no choice but to walk or use animals for product transport, which takes a very long time to do. Mahirap na naman gawin yun. Moreover, enhancement of communication using online services enabled faster transactions among individuals. Gone were the days when people used to write to one another, which would take a week or two to reach the destination of the message. Now, people can interact with anyone around the globe with simple clicks and taps of their mobile devices. For instance, families can now use messaging applications to communicate with their members. Argument 3. Additionally, so puro positive ako dito, walang negative. Modern technology allows people to use gadgets and applications to assist them in their everyday habits. To illustrate, appliances like refrigerators allow individuals to access and store food easily, while modern television can connect to the internet for easier news acquisition, including access to music and movie streaming platforms on demand. Truly, the marvels of technological advancements not only makes people's lives easier, but also more entertaining. In conclusion, the society owes much of its progress to the capabilities. Ito medyo mahirap yung conclusion na to dahil kay Sir ano to eh. Kay Sir Philip, pero binago ko. I assert that the society will continue moving forward through the improvements of communication and transportation technology. So, simplify ko lang yung huli niya. Sample 2. Tinype ko to before. Live ko tong ginawa before. Mamaya, magta-type din po ako live. In some countries, teenagers have jobs while they are still students. Do you think this is a good idea? Support their opinion by using specific reasons and details. So, introduction. In many nations around the world, it is a common practice for the youth to engage in either unpaid service or part-time work. This custom is believed by many people, especially parents, to give advantages to these teenagers when they partake into full-time employment in the future. Akin to. Let me pause the recording.
anak laway.
Although this must be exercised with caution. Ang gumanda yung boses ko. I'm in favor of this idea. So ang sagot ko po dyan, I agree with working students. Mga teenagers ay magtatrabaho. Agree daw ako doon, pabor daw ako. Yun ang nating argument. One of the many positive effects of working to students is the experience that they gain from their job. This is done after school hours and summer breaks. There are universities which allow their students to apply to a workplace in relation to their course. Moreover, the youth can also know people from different businesses and establishments, so when they are ready to apply for full-time employment, they have already established their connections. Ikakilala na sila. Pagtrabaho na sila. For example, you took the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. Tapos, ikaw ay on-the-job training sa isa sa kilalang companies. For example, sa Abbott. And then, pagka-graduate mo, dahil may mga kilala ka na, pwede ba kang mag-apply dyan kasi mga maganda benefits? Nagtrabaho. Nag-gets yan? So, malaking tulong sa kanila yan. In addition, the experience that student workers get from different business sectors is unparalleled. They can encounter problems and solutions in their workplace that they can use when they become full-time employees. So, naka-encounter na sila doon ng mga real-time na problema, nagagawa nila ng solusyon. So, pag naging empleyado na sila, na-encounter nila ulit yun, madali na lang sa kanilang i-approach. For example, countries such as Canada and Japan have a very competitive career among their labor force because they allow this. They're working teenagers to contribute to the trade very early on. Furthermore, so wala akong negative, di ako nanira. The most important benefit of working at a young age is wala na pong papantay po dyan kundi ang salary. Kaya sabi nga ng mga inggiterang kapitbahay, buti pa nga ka sa UK, tinan mo yung anak ni ganito, 13 lang, nagtatrabaho na, binibigyan na siya ng pera. So kung ako to, ginawang palabigasan yung mga anak, ano? So, salary pa, pinaka-importante to. Tama ba? Ang pinaka-importante sa pagtatrabaho, sahod. Many teenagers apply for work as soon as they are legally allowed to because they need to sustain their studies. Kailangan nila kasi pang tuition. Today, the tuition fees of various prestigious universities are at an all-time high. And they cannot help but to find ways to study and save money simultaneously. Nag-aaral na sila, nagtatrabaho pa para makaipon pang college. For instance, bigyan ko ng sample. About a third of the US employees still have student loans, a dilemma that young workers can avoid if they can pay for their tuition fees upfront. So, nasa 33% ng populasyon ng US ang may student loan. Sabi nga kung sumahin, mayaman pa tayo sa kanila. Kahit malaki kita nila doon kasi ang dami ng binabayaran ng credit because of student loans. Million utang nila because of that. Mayaman pa yung tambay kasi tambay lang utang, di ba? Tama? Conclusion, many students dream of giving themselves a better future. That is why a lot of them resort to part-time jobs to save for their college tuition. I'm certain that if the government makes a systematic guideline to explore this great experience, we can encourage more students to try this for the betterment of the society. And then naman si if future, better future. Next example. Dapat to ba ang ituro ay math and science lang? Tapos huwag na daw ituro sa school yung mga music and sport. Ma'am, isa ano pa yung ano nyo? Anong subject? Lahat? Dapat ba hindi na mag-music and sports yung mga bata?
Kasi ibang bata magaling sa music.
Exactly.
Lalo sa art.
Tsaka yung ibang bata, hindi pinapasa. Kayo guys, pabor ba kayo? Puro pag-aaral natin, mga mahirap. Puro major na lang. Estudyante tayo, ganyan yung tsura. Yung mga kinder, papasok sila, pag-aaralan, trigonometry, physics, wala na silang play, sport, walang kanta-kanta, hindi sila kakanta ng mga The Wheels on the Bus. Yeah, kasi seryoso na tayo, at bata pa lang, handa na kayo. Sa hamon ng buhay. Okay? So, disagree. There are people who propose that educational programs should concentrate more on the essential academic subjects to decongest curriculums and benefit students more. Nevertheless, I personally find it imperative that schools pay equal attention to both academic and non-academic courses to produce well-rounded leaders of the future. In any given career path, a person is expected to generate creative ideas and ingenious solutions, which are precisely what art and music classes develop in individuals. These subjects challenge students to think outside the norm and widen their imaginations, giving them the ability to turn common statistics into inspired schemes. In fact, many students realize that their talents are so attuned to these special interest courses that they become professionals at it. Magaling pala ako mag-piano. Huwag na kaya akong maging isang accountant, maging pianist na lang ako, maging musician na lang, maging composer, maging fashion designer, maging boxer, maging NBA player. So diversity is exercise na nurture natin kung ano yung area kung saan nandun yung strength ng isang student. More importantly, through non-academic subjects, students unconsciously acquire values and traits that are essential to shaping their personalities. When you learn music, when you learn art, hindi lang naman ito basta matuto ka magkulay o matuto kang kumanta. Meron pa yung underlying skill na natututunan at the same time. So for example, if you're trying to learn how to play a guitar, diba? Or you're trying to learn how to play the piano, you're trying to learn how to play the drums. It takes time. So, anong tinuturo sa atin na? Determination, perseverance, o kasusuko hanggang matutunan mo siya. And then sa art naman, yung harmony, yung kahit marami na tayong mga applications na pwede mag-generate ng picture, bakit iba pa rin yung na-express mo sarili mo through art? So, that's another way. By engaging in sports, ano ba natuturo ng sports? Children learn the importance of sportsmanship, teamwork, tutulungan sila, no? And fair play. Na dapat hindi ka maging madaya. Dapat pag ganito, sumunod ka sa rules. Diba? So isa yun sa mga natututunan. On the other hand, music instills in them the values of perseverance, diligence, and discipline. All these are only some of the many advantages to be obtained from taking the time to participate in the set classes. Argument 3. Undoubtedly, math and science are the basics of most fields of expertise. Nevertheless, most companies also look for the attitude and the ability of the individual to be a team player. So, hindi lang naman sila naghahanap ng matalino at skillful. Naghahanap din sila ng employee na pwedeng makisama sa ibang employee. With today's highly competitive work arena, applicants must be holistically equipped to get the job. In order for that to happen, students need to concentrate on major and minor subjects to harmoniously exercise both sides of their brains. To conclude, music, art, and physical education all have their respective purposes in a child's growth. They add a sense of refinement and culture into the behaviors of the youth, while at the same time letting children discover untapped talents and resources. Schools must therefore be encouraged to include all the said minor courses in their curriculums. Ito pa. Naniniwala daw yung mga tao na ang purpose daw ng school ay i-mold ang intellect and skill at hindi ang virtues and attitudes ng mga student. Agree ba kayo doon? No? Ang primary daw na tinuturo ng school ay katalinuhan, kakayanan, at hindi ang kabaitan. Tama ba? Tama ba yun, ma'am? Agree ka ba doon? As a teacher. Na ang pangunahing tinuturo ng eskwelahan ay kaalaman at hindi ang kabaitan. But this is agree, disagree. You have to pick one. Halimbawa ako, magulang. Ba't ko i-enroll yung anak ko? Para bumait, para matuto. Nagets yung point? Simple. Let's make it simple. Gusto ko bumait yung anak ko eh. Ano gagawin mo? Responsibilidad mo yun, ikaw magulang eh. Okay? So, ito na po yung essay. No. Parents enroll their children to school to gain knowledge and skills that they can use for their future work. Although many individuals assert that it is the educational establishment's duty to pass virtues and impart benevolent behavior, benevolent, mabuti, kabaitan, my belief is firm that this is not the primary. Again, pwedeng secondary, pwedeng ancillary, pwedeng accessory, pero hindi yun ang primary goal ng education. Pakita ko yung argument. Students who enter the educational system are expected either to receive training in math, science, and humanities, or to learn a skill that might earn them a livelihood. Some courses naturally offer both. Nursing would be a classic example of this, requiring the student to be academically competent in the theory of their occupation, as well as capable of applying this in the real world of the hospital or community. So meron silang theories, meron din silang practical application. Sino mga nag-aaral ng nursing currently? Wala. Sino may balak? Okay. Sinong nurses? Yan, pwede mong gawing argument. Accounting, pwede rin. Di ba? Even in sectarian university, may tutulong ba yung bait mo sa pag-compute ng tax? Di ba? Gets niya? Pinasok kita dyan, anak eh. Matuto ka mag-compute. Even in sectarian universities, ibig sabihin ng sect, sangay ito ng religious group. Na? For example, nag-aaral sa Catholic school or nag-aaral sa Christian school. The primary focus is academic excellence and skills formation. Furthermore, any values or virtues are secondary to the central concern. The parents are more interested in their children excelling in various subjects rather than enhancing their religious beliefs. Moreover, although many parents value the reinforcement of family and spiritual virtues and values, most would consider that behavior formation is more a family responsibility. A school's function is first and foremost to pass on intellectual capital and marketable skills for the future. In my own experience, ito nga, sabi dyan, give examples based on your knowledge and experience. So gumamit ako ng phrase na, in my own experience, I have witnessed parents being filled with joy as their children unlock every academic milestone. So, sineselebrate daw ng mga magulang na pumasa ang anak ko sa ganitong exam, grade 6, grade 7 na siya, college na siya, gumraduate na siya. Hindi natin sineselebrate, wow, anak ko, tinulungan niya isang matanda na tumawid sa kalye. Kumain tayo sa Shakey's at post natin ito sa Facebook. Hindi ganun. Naku ha? So for them, each step that these students achieve is going to propel their dream of having a great career in the future. Despite the fact that value subjects are still being taught at different universities worldwide, what families celebrate is the scholastic performance of their children. In conclusion, I unequivocally reject the idea that values and attitudes are the major influences at school. It is intellect and skill that are passed on. This is what families expect, and this by and large is what the education attempts to deliver. Ito po, tinype ko in 14 minutes. In recent years, there has been growing interest in the relationship between equality and personal achievement. Some people believe that individuals can achieve more in egalitarian society. Others believe that high levels of personal achievement are possible only if individuals are free to succeed or fail according to their individual merits. What is your view of the relationship between equality and personal success? And siya, ang question. Ito ang aking sagot. In this day and age, many people are of the opinion that success can only be achieved by individuals and the society permits equality among the citizens. Yun po yung egalitarian society. Meanwhile, Forgot the comma, -1 ako sa grammar. There are also those who perceive that individual accomplishment can be gained by allowing one to experience winning and defeats. In my opinion, both methods are essential in people's search for self-fulfillment. So sa aking palagay, dapat parehas. One of the requirements for people to become successful is if their country already laid the groundwork for this to be achieved. Kasi merong ibang mga bansa, meron silang caste system na pag ganito lang yung wealth ng family mo hanggang habang buhay, yun lang kayo. Hindi kayo pwedeng lumagpas sa ganitong bracket. Caste system ang tawag doon. In India, they still practice that. In some countries like China, they still practice that. This means that having fair judgment for everyone is equivalent to allowing the same opportunities regardless of the person's gender, age, and even religious beliefs. For example, in many Western countries, there are no discrimination in a person's gender and age. So seeing news about children becoming millionaires by vlogging on platforms like YouTube is very common, especially in the United States of America. Kasi, kaya mong maging successful sa bansa na yun. Pero kung sa ibang country yun, I doubt it. Kasi such countries don't allow females or racial minorities to succeed. Meron silang tinatawag na glass ceiling. So yung glass ceiling na yan, pag umabot ka sa ganitong level, hindi ka nila ipopromote or ibabagsak ka nila forcefully. So, in addition, regardless of gender, age, and personal beliefs, individuals should not be afraid to try to improve their passions. A society that puts no pressure to someone to succeed will enable the persons to achieve growth and development in one's own pace. For example, in Japan, they still allow senior citizens to work despite having savings for retirement because their nation believes that doing one's passion, regardless of age, should be exercised to everyone. Kahit gaano ko pa kabata o katanda, pwede ka mag-participate. Kahit mayaman ko, mahirap, dapat yung passion mo, tinutuloy-tuloy mo pa rin siya. Furthermore, personal achievement is the driving force for a lot of people to continue improving. To illustrate, individuals experience gaining recognition from parents and teachers during childhood and also experiencing setbacks. Such experience of success and failure made them who they are. For them, the true meaning of success is measured by their ability to accumulate all the recognition and improving themselves during the process. So para sa kanila, yung success is hindi lang sa lahat ng wins, pero yung lahat, including the defeats, which made them win more battles eventually, contributing to who they are in the end. In conclusion, although a society which allows success to be achieved by anyone, regardless of age, gender, and personal belief, a person really want to accomplish one's goal will not stop improving despite the pressure and failures. I believe that both equality and personal growth can guarantee success to individuals. Sample 6, type live in 8 minutes, 324 words. Some people think that human needs for farmland, housing, and industry are more important than saving land for endangered animals. Do you agree or disagree with this point of view? Use specific reasons and examples to support your choice. These days, many individuals hold the idea that the society is in need of land expansion for agriculture, subdivisions, and business establishments which takes over the area for the habitat of animals and plants. I'm not in favor of this ideology because I believe that people should not sacrifice to other species for their own sake. As human population increases, the society also sees the need for their demands, including more farmlands, cities, and industries. As a result, the developers use the outskirts of available land since the current areas they use for farming and industries are not enough. As a result, the animals and plant habitats are converted for human needs as the population continues to rise. One problem of the augmentation brought about by huge necessities of the growing population is the conversion of the land itself. Many man-made infrastructure through naming seaside and mountainous areas are prone to accidents such as flash floods and tsunamis. Kasi nga malapit ka dun sa seaside o malapit ka sa bundok, so pwede ka masira doon. This does not only drive away the creatures from their natural niche, but also put the lives of many people in danger. Hindi mo na nga lang pinapaalis yung mga nakatira doon na animals and plants, pero nilalagay mo pa sa panganib ang buhay ng mga titira. In addition, the habitat of animals, especially in Amazon rainforest, is burned in the process. This, in turn, makes the area polluted and kills the organisms in return. The burnt part of the forest is converted into grazing areas for cows, which they, in turn, contributed to global warming due to their belching. These areas are not only suitable for cattle farming, but also destroy the so-called last frontier of the planet. the Amazon, which is home to thousands of endangered species. In conclusion, I see no harm in expanding the areas for agriculture, homelands, and industries, as long as the habitat of animals originally living in such places are not compromised. I believe that the society can find alternative ways in dealing with the expanding population without sacrificing the endangered species found in the mountains and the sea. So, gawa tayo ng sample. Are you guys happy? Pero yung ginawa ko dati. Dagdag pa tayo. So, mga nasa Zoom, okay pa ba kayo dyan? Kanina sa Zoom, tayo ay merong siyam na participants. Kaya nga, ngayon po, meron na lang po tayong 3. Sige po, tanong. Tingin? Ano to eh? Open-ended.
Open-ended po
Oo.
ito.
Hindi yan agree-disagree.
Kaya po pala.
So, pwede kong gawin yan sa open-ended na. Kailang ha? Actually, teka lang ha. Sa mga nasa Zoom, di lang po ako makapag-start mag-type. Meron lang po akong i-confirm. Kung yan nga yung natanong sa student ko, okay. Heavy traffic pala yun. Natanong sa student ko sa Canada 2 weeks ago tungkol sa heavy traffic. Open-ended. Yes, ma'am. Smoking ban. Nagawa ko na to. Yan. Although countries ni Edmel, okay pa naman daw siya. Although countries with long average working hours are economically successful, this often has some negative social consequences. You agree? saglit. Teka lang. Sa Canva ko ako gagawa. Mas malinaw. Ano yung Zoom? Kaya pa ba ng bat ko? Oh my God, 19%. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? So this will be our sample for this afternoon. Kanina morning. Good morning. And guys, good afternoon guys. Welcome back to our discussion. If I may switch the lights on na para makita ko yung ating keyboard. Nalakihan ko naman po yung font. Patay natin yung nasa pwede ko na isagad yung brightness na ito. Total. Yan. Siguro mga 55 pwede na. Yan. Ang oras na, 12:48. In my nation, it's becoming customary for employees to spend more time in their workplace than in any other than their home. Even though this trend has made the economy of such regions flourish, has also caused societal setbacks to the citizens. In my opinion, this culture of overworking must be heard. The people. So, disagree po ako sa working longer hours. So, kung ang work lang mga 2 hours a day. So, introduction, add page. One of the many concerns surrounding allotting more hours for work than what is initially intended to for an employee. The fact that one can be prone to burnout. The health of the workers become compromised since the hours, the time they allocate for their job is borrowed from their free time or even sleep or even from their sleeping hours. That is why it is becoming very common for workplaces around the world, especially, lagay natin yon, first world countries who have staff that suffer from health problems. This imbalance due to lack of sleep can produce physiologic consequences as heart and obesity problems. So ito po yung body. Furthermore, not only one's health is put to risk by the practice of overtime work, also the leisure time that a person get to spend with one's family is also denied. This means that workers tend to be less happy, which in turn diminishes their passion in continuing their job. This cycle this harmful cycle can eventually exhaust the cohesive relationship workers have with others and will make them prone to mental and social imbalances. For example, in countries like the US, like Japan, their animators are overworked and underpaid, which make them depressed after a certain show that they do. And they only have that they do. Moreover, we even resort to drinking to nightly alcohol drinking sessions with workmates compensate for the lack of social yan. Third body. Ay, ano ko na lang pala. In addition, a country's economy that will amass huge fortune in the process of overworking their employees we also pay for the health care. These workers, when they encounter illnesses in the future. For example, in the US, it's customary for IT companies to spend all of their hours in a project, even though get high salary and the government will garner huge taxes from this. The negative or the health effects, the negative effects. Negative effects to one's health will be shouldered by the national security system and companies beneficial packages. So, ibig sabihin na to, kahit pa nagpapakapagod sila sa kakatrabaho, kumita ng pera dahil nag-overtime sila, mabaliwala din yung kinikita nila kasi doon din mapupunta yun sa healthcare. Gets? In conclusion, I believe that if companies and countries work in congruence with the idea of pushing for fewer yet more productive hours for employees, this will be a more comprehensive approach to the economy. Not only the company or the institution can earn a lot, the workers and institutions, they will also happier doing their passion, leading to a more prosperous nation in process. Okay, so nag-start ako 48, 104. I used roughly 22 minutes. Okay? So, kalahati pa. Actually, mabilis ako sa iba. Nahihilo kasi ako dito sa tinatype ko. By Saturday, gagamitin na po namin yung aming bagong laptop. So, mas mapabilis na ang aking pagsusulat. Word count. Tingnan natin kung pasok ba to sa aking word count. Ito pa yung dati kong sinulat. 305 words. Ano ba to? Discuss both views. Langin ko lang po kung nakapasok ba to sa 250. Yan, intro. Body paragraph 1. Body paragraph 2. Wala pong paninira. 272, body paragraph 2.
Body paragraph 3. Medyo OA pala yung ginawa ko. 358. Tapos conclusion. Hindi ko natansya. Ay, Command Z. Abot ng 400. 421. So suggest ko, huwag niyong gayahin yon. 350 at most. Maximum na ha. Yung kagayahin yan. So kung mga 15 minutes, makatype kayo ng 250, okay. Yung kasi minimum ko mga 300, 15 minutes. Yan. So medyo ginanahan ako kasi tagal kong din nakapag-type. Again, my passion is really writing. So edit ko lang ito para mas maikli. Hindi siya OA bago ko i-upload yung ating bagong handout. Okay po tayo? Woo! We get to eat some lunch. So, see you guys tomorrow.